We also traced back to the raw materials that our phones are made from. In Africa, men die to supply our mobile phones with minerals.
Il fait hyper chaud.
Montez vite. Montez.
Nokia uses money for people. In this mine, 5 people die every month on average. It does meet your personal values.
So, now, put your phone on silent while we reveal the secrets of how it is made. To find the answers to our questions on how our phones are manufactured, we look to China, whose factories supply the entire world. The majority of phones that are sold across the globe are manufactured here. We were able to access over 20 reports from a company that analyzes all of the phone's components, including parts, software, and materials. And more importantly, the difference between the cost of manufacturing a mobile phone and its sale price in the stores. Take, for example, the Galaxy S4. Not including marketing costs, Samsung achieves a profit margin of €307. And for Apple's iPhone 5S, that margin is even higher, at €340. Our attention is drawn to another line as well, one that hardly ever changes: labour costs. On average, these brands only spend €2.38 on labour costs per phone. In other words, the Chinese workers only earn enough to buy a couple of loaves of bread to make devices that we will spend up to €900 on. Maybe you think you paid a lot for your mobile phone, but it might be that the workers who made it paid a higher price. For several weeks, we have been asking the big mobile phone brands to provide us with their supplier lists. We wanted to meet this low-cost labour force and find out more about their working conditions. Not one brand has come back to us. So we've had to take things into our own hands. We stumbled across a recruitment leaflet for a subcontractor who supplies screens to big smartphone brands. The factory is called LCE, and the working conditions that it promises are idyllic. Air-conditioned apartments with volleyball courts and snooker tables, all provided as part of the package. And above all, a salary of 3,500 yen, which equates to €430, well above the average salary in China. It is located in Nanchang, in central China. The agricultural city of Nanchang, with a population of 5 million, has become the new labour reservoir for the high-tech companies. In the centre of the New Technologies district, we find LCE's factory, the Happy Factory. Despite our numerous requests, those in charge of the factory have refused to see us. And so we've had to put Plan B into action, and have got a job at the factory. In one of the city's hotels, we have a meeting with Jiang, who has been hired by LCE. Jiang has already infiltrated nearly a dozen factories that manufacture smartphones. He works for the NGO China Labour Watch, an association known throughout the world for its investigations into working conditions in China. After 2 weeks working in LCE's factory, he has just quit his job. He wishes to remain anonymous.
这是我拍摄的照片和视频。
Such images are extremely rare. It is virtually impossible to film inside the telephone factories in China. As soon as you enter the building, you understand that there is no joking about here. The bosses pin apology notes from employees onto the walls. For example, from this worker who damaged some equipment. What a warm atmosphere. We see our first images from the factory floors and also get our first surprise. In this happy factory, each worker wears a number on their back, an ID number.
C'est courant d'avoir un numéro quand on est ouvrier dans une usine de téléphone portable.
我是第一次进入这家工厂，然后看到他们的衣服后面有编号，我是今天去的。
Jiang worked in the screen quality control department. His job was to make sure that there wasn't a single scratch on the smartphone screens. The supervisors imposed an unsustainable work pace.
大概每天要做个检测的屏幕，大概有6000个，然后基本上是平均是10个小时，也是基本上是3秒钟来检测一个出来。这工资是60元人民币。
Why is Amazon paying me $63,000 a month? Well, I didn't make this kind of money selling yoga mats and toasters, and I damn sure wasn't talking about.
At the end of his long working day, Jiang hoped to go back to his large apartment as described in the factory's brochure. But instead, this is what he found: a 20-meter square dormitory that packs in 8 workers all year round. But we find something even more disturbing than hazardous working conditions in this factory. Jiang discovered that it is not only adults behind those ID numbers.
这个是在擦拭手机屏的，这些员工他们都是
Children making mobile phones, something that is not only completely against international law, but also against the law in China, which prohibits children under the age of 16 from working.
这个是那个四川一乳童工，这些全部都是的。像这个女孩子只有13岁这样，这2个他们都，这个14岁这样的，13岁，然后这个女孩子只有12岁，她跟她妈妈一起，她这小学还没毕业，她就来上班。
Il y a combien de mineurs dans cette usine d'après vous?
一些童工的话，可能这个数字就很将近占到50%这样。
According to Jiang, this means that the LCE factory employs more than 100 children under the age of 16. We're going to check it out.
Bonjour. Bonjour. Je voudrais voir un responsable de l'usine, s'il vous plaît.
That would be this gentleman in the checked shirt. We film discreetly.
Bonjour. Hello. 你好。你好。你们是哪里的？ Martin. Est-ce que vous faites travailler les enfants de moins de 16 ans?
这个关于童工这块，我真的我们厂里面没有，我们是后面是就是那种不用，所以不存在童工的现象。
Quel contrôle vous mettez en place pour éviter que les enfants entrent dans l'usine?
所以不存在童工的现象。
Quel contrôle vous mettez en place pour éviter que les enfants entrent dans l'usine?
所以不存在童工的现象。
Vous mettez en place, est-ce qu'on peut entrer dans l'usine pour vérifier avec vous?
所以不存在童工的现象。
Vous mettez en place, est-ce qu'on peut entrer dans l'usine pour vérifier avec vous?
晓得你们该做什么做什么。
Je pense que c'est que j'étais déjà tout petit et je suis pas là pour reposer.
好吧。
Ok.
Are you convinced? We weren't. But as the manager has forbidden us to stay in front of the factory, we hire a car with tinted windows and park just opposite the entrance. We film with a lens that allows us to zoom in on the workers' faces as they go in and come out of the building. It's a little paparazzi in style, but we don't have any choice. In the early hours of the morning, at the end of the night shift, the workers leave through the factory's main door to go back to the dormitories across the road. After a few minutes, the facts are clear. The factory gates seem more like school gates, with groups of adolescents arm in arm. One of them has even come out with a teddy bear in hand. When you take a closer look, you see the faces of adolescents and of children even, in their dozens. We go to ask them how old they are, discreetly so as not to alert the factory managers.
我们进过面吧？见过呀。啊，我也15了。哦，真的，你这是多久？但是差不多5个月了，5个月。好，那不嘞，我们都这样。
你多大？
我跟你表妹一样大，比她大，我马上年满了。
你工作多久？
我做了4个月。
哦，你还挺喜欢这工作的。
也累也不累，是什么苦力？
我们也在一班，我们要想睡觉。
哦，您上夜班回来想睡觉啊
？1个小时，8点就11点，1点上班吃饭睡。
哦，那你
We come across a group of much older workers who are well aware of the situation.
不管年龄，不管年龄的，我们那你看那么小的都在上班。
Amongst the children who are coming out of the factory, this young girl, whose name is Jia Jia. She agrees to tell us more about her working conditions because she has decided to leave the factory soon. We meet her in a nearby restaurant.
Vous avez quel âge?
我多大？
We meet her in a nearby restaurant.
我2000年的，跟你说过了呀。
Ça fait combien de temps que vous travaillez en face?
就是我1月份来的，才3、4个月。不是，就是因为我叔叔在这里嘛，所以我就跟着来。家里啊，我们一直那边都每个人都好穷嘛，就是我们本来我是读了初一的，然后就是家里养不起，弟弟妹妹还要读书，就是这样，所以才来的。也是第1年出来。
Qu'est-ce que vous faites à l'usine?
就是有那个屏幕嘛，擦那个 TP。
Vous devez en faire combien des écrans?
但是那个玻璃不一样嘛，有的是好干净，有时候就是那个成功品好脏的，一个小时都只擦30-40片，不一样的。有正常的有成功品，就是说最多就是13个小时。
Est-ce que vous travaillez de nuit parfois?
就是这样的，你们有些嘛分开，然后一些上夜班，一些上班班。
It's how dark that dark is. Ancient language decoded by AI. I wonder if this video is any good.
Hey, I'm Excel, and I'm...
by the eruption of Mount Vesuvius. But what was found here, with the help of artificial intelligence, could change the way we understand history.
What if the voices of ancient civilizations were never really silenced, just waiting for the right machine to listen? Because that's what it feels like right now.
Where I said, I think we can read everything inside the Herculaneum scrolls without opening them.
Ancient texts, once thought lost forever, burned, buried, shattered, are finally starting to speak again.
Unraveling the hidden history of these 2,000-year-old scrolls has required 21st century technology.
But here's the twist. They're not whispering lullabies. They're revealing secrets we might not be ready for. And the last ancient language on our list? It reveals the most shocking truth of all. Let's get into it. 20. The Danube script. You've heard of cuneiform. You've probably heard of hieroglyphs. But the Danube script? That one's still flying under the radar. Archaeologists found strange symbols carved into pottery, stones, and figurines along the Danube riverbanks, modern-day Serbia, Bulgaria, and Romania. For decades, experts debated whether this was writing or just ancient doodles. Then AI got involved. Feeding the symbols into advanced pattern recognition models, researchers noticed something insane: structure, syntax, repeated sequences that mimicked language. Some of these markings are over 7,000 years old. If this really was a writing system, and all signs say it was, then the Danube script could be the oldest known form of written communication on Earth. Older than hieroglyphs, older than cuneiform. No one knows exactly what it says yet, but AI has confirmed that it wasn't random. The arrangement, spacing, and symbolic repetition were intentional. So who wrote this code, while the rest of the world was still learning how to plant crops? And more importantly, why did it disappear without a trace? 19. The Herculaneum Scrolls and the Vesuvius Challenge.
For nearly 2,000 years, the charred papyrus scrolls found in Herculaneum have been indecipherable.
From prehistoric Europe to the shadow of Mount Vesuvius, another silent archive just woke up. When Vesuvius erupted in the year 79, it swallowed a wealthy Roman library whole. The result? Hundreds of scrolls turned to charcoal, too fragile to unroll, too precious to destroy. For nearly 3 centuries, the scrolls of Herculaneum sat unreadable. But in the spring of 2023, a digital firestorm was lit. The Vesuvius Challenge offered over $1 million to anyone who could use AI to virtually unroll the blackened papyri. Enter Luke Ferreter. Just 21 years old, he used machine learning to spot the first word, porphyras, meaning purple. That word cracked the seal. He teamed up with Youssef Nader and Julian Schilliger. Together, by February 2024, they had decoded over 2,000 Greek letters.
First it was just 1, then 2, then he made the breakthrough discovery that has won him the first prize in the Vesuvius Challenge.
The scrolls revealed the voice of Philodemus, an Epicurean philosopher, discussing life's greatest pleasures. This wasn't just a win for AI, it was a resurrection. Voices silenced by fire nearly 2 millennia ago are speaking again, and the world is listening. 18th Akkadian cuneiform. Now we shift from the ashes of Italy to the baked earth of ancient Mesopotamia. The Akkadians left behind a sea of wedge-shaped impressions, over 500,000 clay tablets stored in museums. Most of them are unread. Why? Because Akkadian is brutally difficult to translate. Only a few hundred people on Earth can do it. But in 2023, the game changed. Researchers from Tel Aviv and Ariel University developed an AI model trained on thousands of translated Akkadian texts.
It was written in the Babylonian language, which is a Semitic tongue related to the modern language.
Think Google Translate, only for a 5,000-year-old language. The results? Fast, accurate, jaw-dropping. Another effort led by Steve at the AI Cuneiform Corpus processed over 130,000 texts, pulling from databases like CDLI and ORACC. Even Germany joined the race, with teams using 3D modeling and neural networks to recognize over 21,000 signs from nearly 2,000 tablets. While conspiracy lovers might chase myths of magic spells and ancient curses, most of the translations tell very real stories, trade agreements, tax logs, and even parts of the Epic of Gilgamesh. Thanks to AI, the oldest civilization on record just got a lot louder. 17. The Dead Sea Scrolls. You think you know the Dead Sea Scrolls? Think again. Discovered in the 1940s, these ancient texts are older than most modern religions, written by a group called the Essenes. But one scroll in particular, the Great Isaiah Scroll, was always thought to be the work of a single scribe. Then came 2021. AI researchers at the University of Groningen fed thousands of samples of the Hebrew letter Aleph into a model. What did they find? Tiny, almost invisible variations. Not one scribe, but two. That changes everything.
So these are new pieces of the puzzle, and we can add them to our greater picture.
It means there may have been organized writing teams working in the shadows of the desert. And with AI able to pick up the emotional shifts in pen pressure and style, we're learning not just what they wrote, but how they felt. Forget the myth of hidden Bible codes. The real story here is one of process, production, and human touch. Thanks to AI, we're not just reading ancient scriptures, we're meeting the people behind the pen. 16. The Indus script. Back up to South Asia, and we find one of the great unsolved puzzles of archaeology, the Indus script. Used by the Indus Valley civilization between 2600 and 1900 years before Christ, it appears on seals, pottery, and tablets. But here's the catch. There's no Rosetta Stone, no translation key, just rows of strange symbols.
And a culture that historians again and again say is remarkable because of just how peaceful it was.
But starting in 2009, Professor Raj.
My husband begged me to stop doing this pink salt trick after I lost 25 pounds in less than 2 weeks. But here's a warning. Don't overdo it if you don't want to see your pants sliding off your waist in just a few days. Don't believe me? Give me 60 seconds to explain. The viral 32-second pink salt trick that melts fat in record time was actually featured on Good Morning America. But for those who missed the episode, I'm here to show you exactly how
Rajesh P.N. Rao and his team tried something new. They built a Markov model, a statistical tool that maps sequences, and fed it every known Indus inscription. The patterns it revealed, too organized to be random. The script showed language-like behavior. That alone was groundbreaking. Then came AI. Deep learning models began recognizing recurring structures. Some researchers even reached over 80% accuracy in symbol segmentation. Still, challenges remain. Most inscriptions are super short, and no one knows what language the script was based on. Still, there's $1 million prize waiting for anyone who cracks it. And with AI closing in, someone might just walk away with both money and history in hand. 15. The Meroitic language. Let's follow the Nile south to a lesser-known kingdom, Meroe. From around 300 years before Christ to 400 after, the Meroitic language flourished in what is now Sudan. It had two scripts, hieroglyphic for monuments and cursive for daily use. We've known about this language for over a century, but no one could decode it. No bilingual texts, no dictionary. It was a locked door. Now, researchers at MIT's CSAIL lab are picking the lock. Their algorithms, previously successful with Ugaritic and Linear B, are being retooled for Meroitic. These models don't need translation. They detect structural logic, hunting down grammar-like patterns and statistical relationships between symbols. It's still early, the data's thin, and the inscriptions are short, but AI is chipping away at the silence. And with every scan, the odds tilt in favor of discovery. So what's next? Well, if machines can wake up Nubia's forgotten tongue, just imagine what they'll say when they hit Egypt. 14. The Proto-Elamite script. East of Mesopotamia, deep in ancient Iran, lies one of the world's oldest writing systems, Proto-Elamite. Dating back to around 3,100 years before Christ, these wedge-like signs were carved onto clay tablets during a time when agriculture and city-states were just blooming. The problem? No one has ever truly cracked the code. For more than a century, linguists stared at these strange symbols like static.
This is the writing of the Elamites, called cuneiform. Only nobody knew what the writing meant.
That changed when AI entered the scene. Oxford researcher Dr. Jacob Dahl led efforts using reflectance transformation imaging (RTI) to capture ultra-detailed images of the tablets. These weren't just pretty pictures. They were fuel for neural networks, allowing AI to recognize subtle grooves and glyphs too faint for the human eye. More recently, in 2025, researchers introduced algorithms that focus purely on deciphering the numerical systems, essential for decoding trade and economy records buried in the tablets. The machines picked up patterns in how quantities were recorded, giving scholars context that had been missing for decades. Still, the full script remains a mystery. But now, with every pixel scanned and every symbol classified, Iran's silent tablets are beginning to murmur. 13. Ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs.
In the ancient world, there was a view that this life that we have, this physical life.
When it comes to ancient writing, Egyptian hieroglyphs need no introduction. Intricate, majestic, everywhere. But decoding them has always been painstakingly slow until 2020. That's when Google Arts and Culture teamed up with Macquarie University and others to launch Fabricius, an AI-powered tool that brings ancient Egyptian writing to the digital age. Fabricius doesn't just translate, it teaches. One mode walks users through the basics, another lets them play with the script. But it's the work mode where things get serious. Here, AI uses pattern recognition powered by AutoML to scan and match hieroglyphs with known translations, streamlining what used to take months. Even better, Fabricius connects directly to a cloud-based hieroglyphic database. It offers multiple translation options for each symbol and draws on Gardner's list, a foundational reference for Egyptologists. Sure, it's not perfect. Hieroglyphs include everything from sounds to ideas to grammatical clues. But Fabricius is leveling the playing field, making it easier for both scholars and curious minds to step into one of history's most iconic languages. What once took lifetimes now takes seconds. The pyramids haven't moved, but our understanding of what's written inside them just leaped forward. On Ikinchi Rongorongo, jump halfway across the world to Easter Island, and you'll find a language that defies logic. Rongorongo, a script discovered in the 1860s, carved into wooden tablets with a bizarre snaking direction.
Terry Hunt, an archaeologist, has been studying them for over 20 years.
Left to right, then right to left, like a mirror flipping after each line. Only about 24 tablets survive today. The culture that created them, silenced before the 20th century. No Rosetta Stone, no living speakers, just wooden glyphs and a lot of speculation. For years, debates raged. Was it real writing or symbolic doodles? In the 1950s, Butanov and Norozov saw patterns suggesting calendars and family lineages. In the 1990s, Stephen Fisher claimed it told creation myths. Most disagreed. Now, AI is stepping in. Researchers are using machine vision to isolate individual glyphs, cataloging them across all surviving samples. These models are trained to detect similarities between Rongorongo and known writing systems, not for direct translation, but to spot potential linguistic traits. It's still far from solved. But for the first time, Rongorongo has digital allies. Wooden tablets that once sat mute on museum shelves now pulse with potential. The past isn't always lost. Sometimes it just needs a better algorithm. 11th, the Isthmian script. Mesoamerica is a hotbed of ancient writing. You've got Maya glyphs and Zapotec scripts, but what about the Isthmian script? That one's the underdog. Also called Epi-Olmec, it shows up on artifacts like the Tuxtla statuette and La Mohara stela, dating between 500 years before Christ and 500 after. Some believe it's a legit writing system. Others say it's too limited to count. Scholars like Justison and Kaufman made partial breakthroughs in the 1990s, but their ideas remain debated. So, where does AI come in? While no major AI project has targeted Isthmian directly, researchers at MIT's CSAL lab have built models that can work on scripts just like this, undeciphered, scarce, and ancient. These systems compare how language evolves over time, using evolutionary linguistics to trace possible roots and structures. If applied to Isthmian, these models could analyze symbol order, frequency, and morphology, offering clues about syntax or phonetics. All that's missing is data, more inscriptions, more scans, more context. But the tools are ready. It's only a matter of time before someone gives AI the green light to finish what humans started. The writing's on the stone. It's just waiting to be read. 10th Oracle Bone Script. Now let's rewind to ancient China, over 3,000 years ago. During the Shang dynasty, rulers carved symbols onto turtle shells and ox bones.
We're going to delve into the Shang dynasty of ancient China, where psychics interpreted heated bones to help people make decisions.
Asking questions about war, crops, and fate. This was the Oracle Bone Script, China's oldest known writing. In 2024, a major leap was made. Haisu Guan and his team built OBSD, an AI system based on diffusion models. It didn't just scan these characters, it matched them to modern Chinese equivalents with astonishing precision. The breakthrough came thanks to a massive image library called HustOBC, filled with over 140,000 glyph samples, some known, others still a mystery. The AI was trained on this data, learning to fill in gaps where carvings were damaged or faint. Another tool from Tencent, the Oracle Bones Corpus, gave researchers a user-friendly platform to study bone fragments side by side, finding overlaps and matches in real time. Oracle bones were meant to talk to the future. Ironically, it's the future, through AI, that's finally talking back.
Although some oracle bones have been found from the Zhou dynasty, most of them are dated to the Shang dynasty.
The kings of the Shang dynasty might never have imagined their secrets would one day be decoded by code. 9. Linear B and Ugaritic. Some ancient mysteries took centuries to crack. Others are falling in hours. Linear B was used in Mycenaean Greece between 1450 and 1200 years before Christ.
Linear B is one of two linear scripts.
It was the earliest form of Greek writing, and for decades, nobody could make sense of it, until Michael Ventris, an architect turned linguist, cracked it in 1952. Fast forward to 2019, a team from MIT, including Jiaming Luo and Regina Barzilay, built an AI model to do it faster. Their system translated over 67% of cognates, shared words, between Linear B and modern Greek. That's not just good, that's groundbreaking. Now look at Ugaritic, an ancient Semitic script from modern-day Syria. In 2010, another MIT team led by Ben Snyder and Kevin Knight created a machine learning model that deciphered Ugaritic by aligning it with Hebrew in mere hours. Both projects used comparative linguistics, AI matching word roots, grammar, and meaning across time and languages. This proves one thing. With the right data, even the most ancient tongues don't stand a chance. AI isn't just catching up to the past, it's outpacing it. 8. The Nazca lines. Some writing doesn't use words at all, just like the Nazca lines. In 2024, a team from Yamagata University in Japan, working with IBM Research, used AI to uncover 303 new geoglyphs in Peru's Nazca Desert.
A giant picture called a geoglyph of a hummingbird, etched in stone and sand by ancient Peruvian peoples.
These massive earth drawings, some as small as 10 feet, others stretching hundreds, were created over 2,000 years ago by the Nazca people. Previously, researchers spent nearly a century identifying 430 geoglyphs. With AI, over 300 in just 6 months. The key was training image recognition software on aerial photos, teaching it to spot patterns humans missed. Some depict animals, birds, cats, whales. Others look like people or ceremonial scenes, and many were placed along ancient footpaths, suggesting they were meant to be seen from the ground.
The Nazca lines have long been a source of wonder, but there remains much uncertainty about their origins and meanings.
Not the air. That debunks the alien theory, but it doesn't make the lines any less mysterious. Why were they made? What did they mean? I might not answer those questions yet, but it's helping us find the clues a whole lot faster. Even in the most barren landscapes, ancient people left signs. All we needed was a machine to see them. 7th Inca Quipus. Sometimes, language doesn't look like writing at all. High in the Andes, the Inca didn't leave scrolls, tablets, or carved glyphs. Instead, they left threads, literally. Known as quipus, these knotted strings were their version of a ledger, a map, and maybe even a storybook. For centuries, we thought they were just counting tools, color-coded cords used to log taxes, livestock, or census numbers. And in some ways, they were. But what if that was just the surface? Enter the new wave of researchers and machines. Anthropologist Sabine Hyland dug into Spanish colonial records and surviving quipus, suggesting they might be more than calculators, maybe even phonetic, maybe even narrative. AI has started helping map out the subtle patterns, where knots are tied, the spacing, the string placement. Using statistical modeling, algorithms are revealing structures too complex to be random. Could these knots hold syllables? Could they tell history the Incas never wrote on walls? We're closer than ever to answering that. The Inca spoke through wool and code, and AI might finally be fluent. One thread at a time, their silence is unraveling. 6. The palimpsests. Not all secrets are buried in dirt. Some were buried under other secrets, erased, overwritten, and hidden in plain sight. Enter the palimpsests, ancient manuscripts where the original text was scraped off and replaced with something new.
Was about to begin on a rather small and unassuming manuscript.
And for centuries, what lay beneath was lost forever. That changed when multispectral imaging and AI joined forces. One legendary example, the Archimedes palimpsest. Beneath a 13th century prayer book, researchers found lost...
Ever wondered what your home looks like from space? Enter your address and get a 360-degree satellite view of your home right now. See your city, your street, even your rooftop from above like never before. Download now for free to get started. Just enter your location and see your world from a whole new angle.
Mathematical writings from the Greek genius himself, unseen for over 1,000 years. In 2021, a team led by Anna Starinska and David Messenger developed a new AI technique. Using deep generative networks, they trained machines to isolate the overwritten layers. The result? Hidden texts became legible again, without damaging the original page. This method is now being applied to hundreds of palimpsests, from Byzantine treatises to medieval medical scrolls. While myths talk about magic spells and secret societies, the real power lies in rediscovered knowledge. Science, philosophy, astronomy. AI didn't just read what was erased, it brought the forgotten back to life. Beşinci Nuşu Dil. In the hills of southern China, a hidden language once whispered between generations of women. Nushu, literally women's writing, was invented by Yao women in Hunan province, who were denied formal education. For centuries, they wrote songs, stories, and sorrow on fans and paper, away from the eyes of men. By the 21st century, Nushu was dying. Then came 2025. Dartmouth College launched Nushu Rescue, an AI initiative to revive the script using minimal data. Using only 35 sample pairs, GPT-4 Turbo was trained to translate Nushu into Chinese. It achieved nearly 50% accuracy, a major leap for a script no modern AI had ever seen before. Another project, AI Nushu, simulated how women might have evolved the script across generations. It wasn't just about linguistics, it was cultural preservation. These weren't just letters, they were lifelines, songs of love, grief, resilience. With AI amplifying their voices, Nushu is no longer a fading whisper. It's becoming a song the world can finally hear. 4. The Voynich Manuscript. Some mysteries don't whisper, they mock. Enter the Voynich Manuscript, a 600-year-old book that looks like it came from another world. It's filled with bizarre plants that don't exist, zodiac signs drawn by an unsteady hand, and nude women bathing in cosmic bathtubs. But the real puzzle? The language. It's like nothing ever seen before. No alphabet, no origin, no translation. In 2018, scientists at the University of Alberta ran the manuscript through a custom AI algorithm.
The fact that the manuscript is written in a way that nobody else could read it.
Their hunch? It might be scrambled Hebrew, stripped of vowels and syntax. The model claimed that up to 80% of the words had Hebrew equivalents. One sentence even translated as, "She made recommendations to the priest, man of the house, and me and people." Promising? Maybe. But when Hebrew scholars reviewed the output, it unraveled fast. The grammar was off. The meanings were jumbled. Even Google Translate couldn't help. A year later, British scholar Gerard Cheshire dropped another theory, proto-romance. a forgotten language used by medieval nuns to write a guide on women's health. Again, scholars raised their eyebrows and their objections. AI's taken its swing, so have humans. Yet the Voynich manuscript just smiles back with silence. Maybe it's nonsense, or maybe it's the most well-hidden voice of them all. Third, Mayan glyphs. When it comes to visual complexity, Mayan glyphs take the crown. Spirals within spirals, shapes within shapes. For centuries, decoding them meant years of visual study and guesswork. However, a recent project called Artful Algorithms, led by West Virginia University, is rewriting the game.
The decipherment of Maya hieroglyphic writing only took place within the last 30 years approximately.
Combining art history and computer science, they trained AI to isolate and classify individual Mayan glyphs from massive databases of scanned stonework. Another project, segmentation of Maya hieroglyphs, fine-tuned foundation models to identify and extract glyphs with pixel-level precision. This helped machines distinguish overlapping symbols, critical for understanding compound meaning. These AI breakthroughs are helping finish what linguists like Yuri Konorozov began in the 1950s when he cracked the phonetic elements of the script. Now, instead of years, identification takes seconds. Some glyphs speak of gods, others, sacrifices, but most tell stories of everyday life, families, calendars, crop cycles. AI doesn't just read these stories, it gives them back to us. 2. The Cypro-Minoan script. Over 2,000 years ago, on the island of Cyprus, a mysterious writing system appeared. The Cypro-Minoan script, written between 1550 and 1050 before Christ, has baffled scholars for over a century. Some say it's one script, others say it's three. Recent studies using unsupervised deep learning suggest a radical possibility. It's all one language. By training algorithms to analyze the visual structure of signs, researchers uncovered consistent rules and stylistic features across all known samples. No translation yet, but structural harmony suggests a unified origin. Even more ambitious was the use of CGANs, convolutional generative adversarial networks, to analyze Cypro-Minoan next to other Bronze Age scripts.
Such as clay balls, cylinders, and tablets and votive stands, which bear Cypro-Minoan inscriptions, have been found.
The results hinted at potential relationships with Linear A and early Semitic languages. For now, Cypro-Minoan remains unread. But with machines narrowing the field, a breakthrough feels closer than ever. Cyprus hasn't given up its secrets yet, but AI is asking the right questions. First, Etruscan. Tucked in the shadows of Rome, the Etruscans were once the rulers of central Italy. They built cities, temples, and tombs long before Caesar drew breath. But their language? That's still one of Europe's biggest mysteries. We've found thousands of inscriptions on urns, mirrors, monuments, enough to fill volumes, but not enough to read them fluently. Why? Because Etruscan is a language isolate. There are no known relatives, no Rosetta Stone, and only partial translations. That's where artificial intelligence enters the ruins. By feeding neural networks a massive corpora of Etruscan texts, researchers are detecting statistical patterns invisible to the naked eye. AI can flag recurring suffixes, mark potential verb forms, and even suggest meanings based on how words cluster together. It's not guesswork, it's structured linguistic modeling. Machines don't get tired. They don't overlook a stray symbol. And that matters when you're trying to reconstruct grammar from inscriptions carved over 2,000 years ago. The payoff? Cultural depth. These aren't just phrases. They're windows into religion, trade, rituals, and identity. For centuries, the Etruscans spoke from the grave with no one to answer back. Now, with every computation, their voice gets clearer. And one thing's for sure, history isn't done talking, and neither are we. Don't forget to like, drop a comment with your thoughts, and trust me, it only gets deeper from here.
Scientists agree that the best chances of finding alien life will be on planets similar to ours. And descriptions of extraterrestrials seem to resemble humans in many ways. Some ancient astronaut theorists draw a surprising conclusion from these facts, suggesting that aliens might actually be human.
It is odd that many of the descriptions of aliens are effectively humanoid, and this raises an interesting possibility. One idea that's been put forward is that these are not extraterrestrials at all, but they're time travelers from the future.
They could be us from 1,000, 2,000, 10,000 years from now. Let's assume for a moment that 10,000 years from now on this planet,
by the eruption of
different dog, bro. little docu-series. I've never watched.
Story 16, The Mystery of the Ningen. The ocean is as mysterious as it is endless. Beneath its waves lie stories that defy explanation. True stories that will leave you questioning what we really know about the deep. Like underwater ruins, so precise they couldn't possibly be natural. Ships that vanished without a trace, leaving behind nothing. Not even a whisper of what happened. And the deepest blue hole in the ocean, a place so dark and uncharted, we've barely begun to scratch the surface of what's down there. These aren't legends or myths. They're all real, and they're all unsolved. So get comfortable, grab a snack, and join me as we dive into the unknown. The deeper we go, the stranger it gets. Let's get started. Our stories today begin in 1986, when a local diver exploring off the coast of Japan came across something he couldn't explain. Massive stone structures lying silently on the ocean floor. At first, it looked like the ruins of an ancient civilization, but experts disagreed. Were they natural formations shaped by the sea, or evidence of a lost chapter in human history? This is the story of the Yonaguni Monument, one of the most fascinating underwater mysteries ever discovered. The story of the Yonaguni Monument begins in a place as serene as it is remote, the waters off Yonaguni Island, part of Japan's Okinawa Prefecture. Yonaguni is the kind of place where the modern world feels far away. Surrounded by turquoise waters and rugged cliffs, it's the last inhabited island of Japan before you hit Taiwan, a place where the pace of life slows down and the ocean stretches endlessly into the horizon. But beneath the surface of these tranquil waters lies a mystery that has baffled scientists and explorers for decades. It all started in 1986. Kihachiro Aratake, a local dive tour operator, was on the lookout for new underwater spots to attract tourists. Yonaguni's crystal clear waters and vibrant coral reefs were already a diver's paradise, but Aratake wanted to find something unique, something that would set Yonaguni apart. One afternoon, while diving along the southern coast of the island, something caught his eye. At first, it was just a shadow, a darker patch on the seafloor. Intrigued, he swam closer, and as he descended, the shadow grew larger, much larger. What he saw next stopped him in his tracks. Rising from the seabed was a structure unlike anything he had ever seen before. Massive, angular, and eerily symmetrical. It looked more like the ruins of an ancient city than a natural rock formation. Before we continue with this story, a quick note. The visuals in today's video are a bit more sparse than usual. This story, and the others we'll explore, took a great deal of time to research, edit, and record. So, feel free to treat this as a background companion while you work, go about your day, or simply sit back and let your mind wander through these incredible mysteries. The visuals will add context, but they're not essential to enjoy the journey. Thanks for being here, and now, back to the story. As Kimura explored further, he noticed features that seemed deliberately crafted. There were what appeared to be wide stairs leading to elevated platforms, corridors carved into the rock, and even holes that resembled doorways or windows. One section of the structure, known as the turtle, looked like a giant sculpture of a sea turtle resting on a pedestal. Kimura became convinced that these features were man-made, created by a civilization that predated recorded history. But here's the thing. The structure was submerged under 100 feet of water. For it to have been above sea level, Kimura estimated it would have to date back at least 10,000 years, to a time when sea levels were significantly lower due to Ice Age glaciation. If true, this would make the Yonaguni Monument one of the oldest human-made structures on Earth, potentially rewriting the timeline of human civilization. Kimura spent years studying this site, and with every dive, he found more evidence to support his theory. He discovered what looked like stone tools embedded in the seabed near the monument, suggesting that humans had worked on the structure. He even claimed to find carvings, symbols etched into the rock that could be remnants of an ancient script.
Your father knows about saving money. Everything I'm wearing, I've had since boot camp.
And I just saved on my car insurance for driving safe with USAA.
Auto insurance that flexes with Fit to Fit. That's what we're made for.
For Kimura, the monument wasn't just a fluke of nature. It was proof of an advanced culture that thrived long before the civilizations we know today. But not everyone agreed. As news of the Yonaguni Monument spread, skeptics began to weigh in. Many geologists argued that the structure could be explained by natural processes. Sandstone, the primary material at Yonaguni, is known to fracture in straight lines when exposed to certain types of erosion. Underwater currents, combined with the natural movement of tectonic plates, could have created the terraces and sharp angles that made the monument so striking. Robert Schoch, a geologist from Boston University, was one of the most vocal critics. Schoch traveled to Yonaguni and dived at the site, but he wasn't convinced. While he admitted that some features were unusual, he argued that the majority of the structure could be explained by natural weathering. In Schoch's view, there wasn't enough evidence to conclude that humans had shaped the monument. The debate over Yonaguni quickly became polarizing. On one side, Kimura and his supporters argued that the precision and complexity of the structure were too intentional to be natural. On the other side, skeptics insisted that without definitive artifacts, like pottery or tools, the monument couldn't be conclusively linked to human activity. Both sides presented compelling arguments, and the mystery of Yonaguni only deepened. For divers, the monument became a bucket list destination, a place where you could witness the intersection of history and nature. Swimming through the underwater labyrinth surrounded by schools of fish and the eerie silence of the deep, you couldn't help but feel a sense of awe. Whether it's a relic of a forgotten civilization or a masterpiece of natural geology, the Yonaguni Monument continues to captivate and confound everyone who visits it. The Yonaguni Monument became a lightning rod for debate among scientists, historians, and explorers. On one side were those like Masaki Kimura, who firmly believed that the monument was evidence of a lost civilization, a relic from a time so ancient it defied traditional timelines of human development. On the other side were skeptics, primarily geologists, who saw the structure as a remarkable but ultimately natural formation shaped by erosion and the relentless forces of the ocean. Kimura's theory was bold. He argued that the monument wasn't just a singular structure, but part of a much larger complex, one that included roads, smaller buildings, and even what he believed were ceremonial features like a stone altar. According to Kimura, The Yonaguni monument could date back as far as 10,000 years, potentially even older than the pyramids of Egypt or Stonehenge. This theory was tantalizing. If true, it would suggest that an advanced culture existed in this part of the world at a time when most human societies were thought to be simple hunter-gatherers. Kimura wasn't without evidence. Over the years, he claimed to have found stone tools and what he believed were carvings near the monument, including symbols etched into the rock. He even suggested that some features of the monument, like the turtle formation, were sculptural, deliberately carved to resemble animals or symbols important to the builders. To Kimura, these findings pointed to a human touch, evidence that the structure wasn't merely a quirk of nature. But skeptics pushed back hard. Robert Schoch, a well-known geologist from Boston University, became one of the most vocal opponents of the man-made theory. After diving at Yonaguni, Schoch concluded that the monument's features could be explained by natural geological processes. Sandstone, the material that makes up the Yonaguni monument, is prone to fracturing in straight lines, especially when subjected to tectonic activity and strong underwater currents. Over time, these forces could create flat terraces, sharp edges, and even steps that looked intentional, but were entirely natural. Schoch wasn't alone in his skepticism. Many geologists pointed out that there were similar formations around the world that had been created by nature. The Giant's Causeway in Ireland, for example, is a series of perfectly hexagonal basalt columns formed by volcanic activity, while the Bimini Road in the Bahamas, a series of rectangular limestone blocks, was initially thought to be a man-made road, but later attributed to natural erosion. One of the biggest sticking points for skeptics was the lack of definitive artifacts. For a site to be considered man-made, there needs to be clear evidence of human activity, like pottery, tools, or other cultural artifacts. While Kimura claimed to have found stone tools near the monument, critics argued that these could have been washed into the area by ocean currents and didn't necessarily prove that humans had worked on the structure. The debate wasn't just about Yonaguni, it was about how we interpret evidence of ancient civilizations. Kimura and his supporters saw the monument as a chance to challenge conventional timelines, to explore the possibility that advanced societies existed much earlier than we thought. Skeptics, on the other hand, warned against jumping to conclusions without concrete evidence. To them, the Yonaguni monument was a fascinating natural formation, but nothing more. If the Yonaguni monument is man-made, it raises a tantalizing question. Who built it? Why? Kimura speculated that it might be connected to the lost continent of Mu, a mythical landmass said to have sunk beneath the Pacific Ocean thousands of years ago. While there's no scientific evidence to support the existence of Mu, the idea of a sunken civilization resonates with legends from around the world, from Atlantis in the west to Lemuria in the east. Kimura's theory suggested that Yonaguni could have been a center of culture and religion for an ancient people, a place where rituals were performed and knowledge was passed down. The monument's stepped design and terrace-like features reminded him of ziggurats and pyramids found in other ancient cultures. If true, it could mean that humanity's story is far older and more complex than we currently understand. But skeptics pointed out a major flaw in this theory. There's no direct link between Yonaguni and any known civilization. Unlike sites like Machu Picchu or the Great Pyramid of Giza, which are surrounded by cultural artifacts and written records, the Yonaguni monument exists in isolation. No tools, no pottery, no ruins of nearby villages. Nothing definitively ties it to human hands. There's also the question of its age. Kimura estimated that the monument could be over 10,000 years old, based on how long it would have taken for rising sea levels to submerge it. But skeptics argue that dating a site based on sea level changes is tricky at best. Without physical evidence, like carbon-dated artifacts, it's impossible to determine the monument's age with certainty. Despite the lack of consensus, Yonaguni continues to capture the imagination of people around the world. It's not just a question of geology or archaeology, it's a question of what we're willing to believe. The idea of a lost civilization, one that built monumental structures only to be swallowed by the sea, is undeniably compelling. It taps into our fascination with the unknown, our desire to uncover secrets hidden beneath the surface. Even if the monument is natural, it's a masterpiece of nature, a reminder of how powerful and creative the forces of the earth can be. The straight lines, the terraces, the sharp angles. These features may be the result of erosion and tectonic activity, but they look deliberate, almost like a work of art. Standing on the seafloor, surrounded by the monument's imposing walls and platforms, it's easy to see why so many divers have been captivated by its mystery. In the end, the Yonaguni Monument remains an enigma. Is it a forgotten relic of an ancient world, a testament to human ingenuity lost to time? Or is it a natural wonder, shaped by the ocean's relentless hand over millennia? The answer, for now, lies somewhere beneath the waves, waiting to be discovered. The mystery of the Yonaguni Monument leaves us with more questions than answers. Is it the work of an ancient civilization, or simply nature's masterpiece? Either way, it's a story that reminds us how much of our world remains unexplored, how many secrets still lie beneath the surface. What do you think, man-made or natural? Let me know in the comments below. Now, on to the next story. Story 2. The disappearance of the MV Joyita. From the submerged mysteries of the Yonaguni Monument, where ancient secrets lie carved beneath the waves, we now turn to the open waters of the Pacific, where an entirely different kind of enigma unfolded. It's the story of the MV Joyita, a ship that disappeared without a trace, only to reappear weeks later, abandoned and shrouded in questions. What happened to its passengers and crew? Why was the ship left adrift, miles off course? And what clues did this ghostly vessel leave behind? Let's dive into the haunting mystery of the MV Joyita. In October 1955, the MV Joyita set sail from Samoa on what should have been a routine voyage. The ship, once a luxurious private yacht, had become a reliable workhorse in the South Pacific, ferrying passengers and cargo between islands. But when Joyita failed to arrive at its destination, a massive search effort was launched. Weeks later, the ship was found drifting over 600 miles off course, with no crew, no passengers, and no explanation. What happened aboard the MV Joyita? Why did its crew vanish, and why was the ship left to wander the sea like a ghost? This is the haunting mystery of the Joyita. In the early 1950s, the South Pacific was a world apart, vast, remote, and dotted with small islands connected by trade routes that crisscrossed thousands of miles of open ocean. For the people living in these isolated communities, the sea wasn't just a lifeline. It was their highway, their livelihood, and sometimes their greatest threat. Amid this expanse of blue was the MV Joyita, a vessel with a storied past. Originally built in 1931, as a luxurious private yacht for a Hollywood director, the Joyita, meaning little jewel in Spanish, had once been the epitome of glamour. But by the 1940s, its glory days were over. During World War II, the ship was repurposed as a military patrol boat for the US Navy, and later it was sold off to private owners who transformed it into a modest but reliable merchant vessel. It wasn't flashy anymore, but it had a reputation as a tough, seaworthy craft. By 1955, the Joyita was owned by Captain Thomas Dusty Miller, a seasoned British sailor who had spent decades navigating the Pacific. He was well known and respected in the region, a man with a deep understanding of the ocean's dangers and its unpredictable moods. If anyone could safely pilot a ship through these waters, it was Captain Miller. On October 3rd, 1955, the Joyita departed from the port of Apia in Samoa, bound for the Tokelau Islands, about 270 miles to the north. It was a routine voyage, expected to take no more than 2 days. On board were 25 people, including 9 crew members, 16 passengers, and a cargo of medical supplies, food, timber, and other goods for the remote island. Among the passengers was Dr. Alfred Dennis, a respected physician traveling to Tokelau to perform surgeries. His presence was a testament to the importance of the voyage. In such remote communities, access to medical care was rare and often a matter of life and death. Spirits were high as the Joyita left Apia. The weather was calm, the sea steady, and there was no indication that anything would go wrong. But as the hours turned into days, something strange happened. The Joyita didn't arrive in Tokelau. Initially, radio operators assumed the ship had been delayed, a mechanical issue, perhaps, or a minor navigational error. Delays weren't uncommon in the South Pacific, where unexpected problems could add hours or even days to a journey. By the third day, however, concern began to grow. The ship's radio had fallen silent, and there was still no sign of the Joyita. Word spread quickly, and soon a massive search effort was underway. Planes and ships scoured the route between Samoa and Tokelau, covering thousands of square miles of open ocean.
Why is Amazon paying me $600 a day? Because I use Amazon AI.
But there was nothing, no debris, no distress signal, no sign of the Joyita at all. It was as if the ship had simply disappeared, swallowed by the vastness of the Pacific. 5 weeks later, on November 10th, 1955, the mystery took a chilling turn. A merchant vessel navigating the waters near Fiji spotted something unusual in the distance. At first, it looked like an unassuming piece of flotsam, a dark shape bobbing on the waves. But as the crew drew closer, they realized it was a ship. The missing Joyita, adrift and abandoned, over 600 miles from its intended route. The sight was haunting. The Joyita, once considered unsinkable, was listing heavily to one side, with its deck partially submerged. Yet despite the damage, the ship was still afloat, a testament to its sturdy cedarwood construction. But where were the crew and passengers? The vessel was eerily silent, with no sign of life on board. When rescuers boarded the ship, the scene they found was even more unsettling. The Joyita looked like a ghost ship. Its interior was in disarray, with cargo scattered everywhere. Boxes of medical supplies had been opened, and blood-stained bandages were found on deck, but there was no explanation for their use. The lifeboats and life rafts were missing, along with personal belongings and the ship's navigational equipment. In the main cabin, the ship's radio was tuned to the international distress frequency, but its antenna was broken, rendering it useless. Rescuers noted that the radio would have had a range of just 2 miles in its damaged state, making it impossible. Adding to the mystery, the clock in the cabin had stopped at 10:25, as if marking the exact moment something went horribly wrong. The Joyita's engines were another puzzle. The main engine wasn't operational, and the auxiliary engine, a smaller backup, was covered in blankets, suggesting someone had tried to prevent any damage. Yet the ship was still seated. Despite its listing, it wasn't, and there was no immediate danger going on. So why had the crew and passengers abandoned it? The ship's logs were missing, along with any documents that might have shed light on what happened. Rescuers were left with only fragments of a story, an empty ship, signs of a hasty departure, and no indication of where the crew and passengers had gone. As the Joyita was towed back to port, the questions only deepened. What had caused the crew to leave a ship that was still afloat? Why had they taken the lifeboats, but left behind vital supplies like food and water?
I must be out of my mind letting
And why was the ship so far off course, drifting
Scorta,
aimlessly in the middle of the Pacific?
Stashes personal cargo
The
aboard no
discovery of the
convoy.
MV Joyita left
I don't know why
investigators
it's
with a
so hard to say
cascade
no
of
to him.
mysteries. It wasn't just
But
the
we've
eerie
been
sight
through a
of
lot
an
together.
empty drifting ship.
And anyway,
It was the
the Duke
countless
himself has
unanswered
always
questions.
trusted Scorta.
What could have driven
So why
25
shouldn't
people
I?
to abandon a seaworthy vessel? And why did they vanish without leaving so much as a trace? One of the leading theories centers around mechanical failure. The Joyita was far from perfect when it departed Samoa. The ship's main engine was already known to be unreliable, and some reports suggest that a leaking pipe caused water to accumulate in the bilge, creating the appearance that the ship was sinking. In a panic, the crew may have believed the Joyita was about to go under, prompting them to abandon ship. But here's the problem. The Joyita wasn't sinking. Its sturdy cedar wood construction made it highly buoyant, even in a damaged state. Abandoning such a vessel would have been a last resort, and yet the lifeboats were gone, suggesting the crew had no intention of staying on board. Another compelling theory is that the crew misjudged the situation. The South Pacific is known for its strong, unpredictable currents, and if the Joyita had been taking on water, even temporarily, the listing angle might have convinced the crew it was doomed. But why weren't the lifeboats found? Did they drift too far from the search area? Or was there something else, something more sinister, that prevented anyone from surviving? Then, there's the possibility of foul play. The Joyita's cargo included medical supplies and other valuable goods, which could have made it a target for pirates. The waters of the South Pacific weren't lawless, but piracy wasn't unheard of in the 1950s. Could the crew and passengers have been attacked, forced overboard, or taken captive? This theory gains traction when you consider the missing personal belongings and navigational equipment. If pirates boarded the ship, they may have taken anything of value before abandoning it. But again, no evidence of a struggle was ever found, and piracy remains speculative at best. One of the more chilling theories involves a rogue wave, a sudden, massive wall of water capable of capsizing ships. Rogue waves are rare but devastating, and some believe a wave might have struck the Joyita, flooding the deck and forcing the crew to evacuate. But the ship was still afloat when it was found, which complicates this explanation. Why abandon a vessel that was clearly capable of surviving such an event? And then there are the stranger ideas. Some have suggested that the crew might have encountered something unexplainable, a phenomenon so terrifying that they felt compelled to flee. Stories of ghost ships and sea monsters have haunted maritime lore for centuries, and while there's no evidence to support such theories, they speak to the enduring fear of the unknown. The Pacific Ocean is vast and mysterious, and the idea that the Joyita could have encountered something beyond our understanding isn't entirely dismissible. Finally, there's the haunting possibility that we may never know what happened. The ocean is an unforgiving place, and its ability to erase evidence is unmatched. Whether the crew succumbed to dehydration, storms, or even internal conflict, the lack of physical evidence leaves us with nothing but speculation. The Joyita, like so many ghost ships before it, carries its secrets to this day. The story of the MV Joyita didn't end with its discovery. In fact, its legacy only deepened as the ship was salvaged and returned to service. But for many, the Joyita was no longer just a vessel. It was a symbol of maritime mystery, a ship that seemed cursed by its own unanswered questions. After being repaired, the Joyita was put back into operation, but its reputation preceded it. Sailors were reluctant to crew the ship, convinced that it was haunted by the spirits of its missing passengers. Some claimed to hear strange noises coming from the hull or feel an unsettling presence when on board. Whether these accounts were genuine or simply fueled by the ship's eerie history, they added another layer of intrigue to the Joyita's story. The ship eventually fell into disrepair and was abandoned once more, this time intentionally. Left to rot, the Joyita became a relic of its own mystery, a physical reminder of the day it was found drifting in the Pacific, empty and unexplained. But the legacy of the Joyita isn't just about its haunting presence. It's also a reminder of the vastness and unpredictability of the sea. Even in an age of advanced technology and modern navigation, the ocean remains a place where mysteries unfold, where entire ships can vanish, and where answers are often out of reach. For maritime historians and enthusiasts, the Joyita is a case study in the unknown. It's a story that challenges our understanding of human behavior, mechanical failure, and the raw power of nature. How do you explain a ship that was still afloat, yet completely abandoned? How do you account for 25 people who disappeared without a trace? And how do you reconcile the eerie details, the stopped clock, the bloodstains, the missing equipment, with the absence of any definitive answers? For the people of the South Pacific, the Joyita is more than just a mystery. It's a cautionary tale, a story of how even the most routine journeys can take a turn for the unexplainable. It's a reminder to respect the sea, to acknowledge its power and its ability to keep its secrets. And so, the Joyita remains one of the ocean's most enduring enigmas. Its story has inspired countless theories, sparked debates among experts, and captured the imaginations of those who dare to wonder what really happened that fateful day in 1955. But like all great mysteries, the Joyita's tale is as much about what we don't know as it is about what we do. As the ship fades into history, its legacy lives on, a ghost ship that continues to haunt the waters of the Pacific, a vessel forever tied to the mysteries of the deep. The MV Joyita may have been abandoned, but its story will never be forgotten. Story 3, The Mystery of the Challenger Deep. The MV Joyita's ghostly tale reminds us of just how much we don't know about the ocean, even on the surface. But what about the places far below, where the light of day has never reached, and where mysteries take on an entirely different dimension? One such place lies in the Western Pacific, a realm so extreme and remote that only a handful of humans have ever dared to venture there. It's the Challenger Deep, the deepest known point in the ocean, located within the Mariana Trench. But the story doesn't end with depth alone. The Challenger Deep is surrounded by mysteries that have confounded scientists for decades, including unexplained sounds recorded in the Mariana Trench. Sounds that hint at something strange lurking in the abyss. Let's dive into the unfathomable depths of the Challenger Deep and the eerie enigma of the trench itself. The ocean is vast, covering more than 70% of the Earth's surface, but its greatest secrets lie in the deep. The Challenger Deep is the deepest point on Earth, plunging nearly 7 miles beneath the surface of the Pacific Ocean. That's deeper than Mount Everest is tall. It's a place so hostile and remote that we've explored it less than we have the surface of the moon. But what lies at the bottom of this abyss? What thrives in a world where temperatures hover just above freezing? Pressure is over 1,000 times greater than at sea level, and darkness reigns eternal. And then there are the strange sounds, recordings of unexplained noises emanating from the Mariana Trench. Are they natural phenomena, or do they point to something we can't yet comprehend? This is the story of the Challenger Deep and the Mariana Trench, a journey to Earth's final frontier. The Challenger Deep lies at the southernmost tip of the Mariana Trench, a feature so remote and mysterious that for centuries it was little more than a blank spot on our maps. Stretching nearly 1,500 miles long, plunging almost 36,000 feet beneath the surface, the trench represents one of the most extreme environments on Earth. This is a place where the crushing pressure is over 1,000 times greater than at sea level, temperatures hover near freezing, and sunlight never penetrates. It is the ocean's version of outer space, a hostile alien world where life shouldn't exist and yet somehow manages to thrive. To understand just how deep the Challenger Deep is, let's put it into perspective. At its maximum depth, it's nearly 7 miles below the ocean's surface. That's deeper than Mount Everest is tall, by more than a mile. Imagine standing at the summit of Everest.
man. Some of these videos can be weird.
I might make enemies saying this, but I'm one of the few people in the industry that didn't get rich from just selling a course. Back in 2017, I started a fitness company called Fit Warrior. It made over $1 million in just 12 months. I never started helping other people grow their business.
Imagine a world where flying cars, AI-powered robots, and mind-blowing inventions shape our future. Welcome to Tech Pulse, your ultimate destination for the latest in futuristic gadgets, groundbreaking innovations, and cutting-edge technology. If you're a tech enthusiast or just curious about the future, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Stay ahead of the game with Tech Pulse. Kiteboat SP-80, the wind-powered speed revolution. The Kiteboat SP-80 is an ultra-futuristic sailboat designed to break the world speed record, reaching an astonishing 80 knots using only wind power. Developed by a team of young engineers and students from EPFL Switzerland, this high-tech vessel incorporates a specialized foil system to minimize water resistance and enhance aerodynamics. At the heart of its propulsion system is a massive 65 FT kite, which captures wind energy from great heights to generate immense speed. The maiden voyage of this groundbreaking boat is set for 2024 in La Chaudière, France. While its exact cost remains undisclosed, estimates suggest it could be around $1 million. The Kiteboat SP-80 is more than just a record-breaking project. It's a testament to the power of renewable energy in revolutionizing marine travel. With its bold design and innovative technology, it sets a new benchmark for sustainable high-speed sailing. Retreat, a sustainable solution for temporary housing. Retreat is a revolutionary approach to temporary housing, seamlessly blending sustainability with practicality. These eco-friendly accommodations are built from repurposed and sustainable materials, ensuring minimal environmental impact while providing functional living spaces. Designed for quick setup and easy dismantling, retreat structures are ideal for disaster relief efforts, festivals, and temporary housing needs. Despite their mobility, they offer essential amenities such as sleeping areas, kitchens, and bathrooms, ensuring a comfortable and convenient stay. The modular design of Retreat allows for easy transport and flexible configurations, making it adaptable to various environments and requirements. By combining efficiency, comfort, and environmental responsibility,
You're watching Throttle House. I'm Thomas.
And I'm James.
And recently, we decided to show you what cars on the used market you could get for $10,000 US and $30,000 US, but then we realized that if you spend more money, $50,000 US, there's a lot more options.
Yeah, and they get really spicy. And they take you to an era where
not everything was computer. They were analog and just a bit more simple and kind of raw.
Yeah, like this. This is a Corvette Stingray, naturally aspirated V8, rear-wheel drive, manual transmission. Pretty cool.
It's a good option, but if you like that formula and you want more RPMs and more power, there's this, the Shelby GT350.
But perhaps those are a little bit too American for you. You could get this. This is a Jag F-Type R.
It's beautiful, and it has a supercharged V8 with even more power than those two.
This next one, though, is mid-engine and has scissor doors. Pretty
I'm
cool.
glad you opened that, because I was like, oh, this is 1.5 litre, 3-cylinder.
You should ignore that part and talk about the scissor doors and the fact that it's mid-engine.
It's a supercar.
It's basically
So they're 50 grand now.
Yeah. Speaking of baby supercars, this is the Alpha 4C. This has basically been dipped in carbon fiber. It is extremely pretty and extremely cool. And I kind of want to drive it. How are we going to decide who drives first?
Rock, paper, scissors.
Okay.
And then we'll alternate.
And we'll alternate.
Okay.
Okay, ready? Get in.
That was a quick death.
Are you ready? Here we go.
There you go. That's mid 4 seconds to 60. Which is surprising because when I tell you it's only got 237 horsepower, it is the weakest of today by far.
Yeah.
But it's also the lightest by far.
Well, it's the same as your MX-5.
Exactly, yeah. It's about 2,400 pounds.
It's crazy.
And with 258 pound-feet of torque, it's torquey. So it's boosty.
It is very boosty. It's a small engine with a lot of turbocharging happening.
And it's mated to a twin-clutch, automatic-only transmission. That's your only option for this car.
Manual. Okay, so I've spent a lot of time in a 4C.
Right.
But the last couple days was your first time ever driving.
Yeah, this is a Turo. This is a rental.
Yeah. What was your first impression of the car?
Everything feels, even as you get in, it's a slightly unwelcoming cabin. Everything's very stiff and much more, even though it's a refined Lotus Elise in some ways,
yeah,
it was far less refined than I expected, having just like got out of a Giulia Quadrifoglio and stuff like that.
Right. Also, the seating position's a bit high. I'm sure you noticed.
Yeah, well, I'm just in the headliner. You just live in the headliner.
Yeah, that's because this is a manually adjustable seat, and unless you have a set of Torx tools, you're not lowering it.
And it made me feel tall, and so I was just enjoying that.
I see, okay.
And I was looking down at the gauge cluster. Oh, yeah, you can really feel the lightness there. Look at that.
Yeah, like just the... I spent a lot of time in a 4C, and it drives just like a 4C, where it pushes a lot. There's a lot of understeer, but you kind of don't care just because you're always enjoying how light it is, right? It's a constant sensation in a light car.
Yeah. Do you hear the DSG farts?
It's very DSG farts.
It sounds like a Golf R. Like this is like a Lotus Elise had sex with an Alpine A110 and a Golf R. That's what this car is. But it feels older than I expected it to feel.
Yes.
Like, the closest thing to this I've driven is an Alpine A110, and it is massively close. Turbocharged, automatic, 4-cylinder, mid-engine, lightweight as key.
Yeah.
And the Alpine feels significantly newer and better.
The Alpine is honestly a better car to drive.
But we don't get it.
This is all we get. And honestly, like, this car is barely depreciated.
Yeah, but I think you can't get, once you give it that carbon fiber motor and the Alpha and the Italian supercar look, it's only ever going to get so cheap. But the ride is quite harsh. It's loud on the highway.
It is really loud on the highway. You get droned from the exhaust, and the road noise coming through the carbon fiber monocoque is kind of intolerable.
And I drove with my AirPods in because this catastrophe of an infotainment.
That's right. Completely pointless, isn't it? The 4C's always been incredibly flawed. Like, all the headlines when the car came out was beautiful but flawed. That's all everyone talked about. And it is, because the steering is unassisted, which would make you go, oh, it must be amazing. But it's weirdly not. It's so light off-center with no precision, and then it will jump lane to lane on the highway. You can fix that with like a caster mod.
Yeah.
But like, you shouldn't have to modify a car that cost this much when it came out. A Lotus roasts this thing in the steering department.
And I think the sound. I really enjoyed the 4-cylinder from the Lotus, and that's a car that's missing from this comparison, as is the Cayman that this was compared to when it first came out.
Yes.
Except it's the Drake meme. It's like, not a Porsche, not a Porsche. You know, like like that's what today is. It's like, what if you just don't want to get what is the obvious choice? Like, you know, 997, 911, or a Cayman. And this is a passion purchase.
It is 100%. That's exactly what it is. It's because I'm really, really susceptible to it. Because guess what? It's a red Alfa Romeo.
Yeah,
and I'm sorry, I really like it.
You don't seem that taken by it, though.
I'm not that taken by it because it doesn't tick all of my boxes. I'd want a manual transmission. I'd want the steering to be better. Like, I'd want to not have my neck broken as I'm being jammed into the headliner unless I have 45 minutes and a set of tools to adjust the seat.
You seem like someone that needs to have a ride in a 0.25 litre smaller displacement, electrically assisted BMW.
Oh yeah, that's going to do it. Can't wait.
Before we get to that, though, we've got to do the quad lock thing.
What quad lock thing?
The quad lock thing.
I just want a BMW.
Wait, so what is this?
You know, I was recently driving an area Atom.
Yeah.
Okay, on that area Atom, I had a quad lock mount. Attached to that mount was my phone. And I couldn't believe from the seat of the Ariel Atom how securely attached my phone stayed.
Yeah.
So, I have built an Ariel Atom simulator so that you can first-hand experience, one, how crazy an Ariel Atom is, and two, how crazy it is that my phone stayed so securely attached. Okay? Joey. All right, we're building speed. We're building speed. There's no windscreen, so there's six in you flying. You've reached one of those rare Welsh beaches. Now you're in the forest. There's bugs. And also it's Wales, so there's just always goats. Turbos. And then there's cake.
Is that cake?
Yes.
What does cake have to do with an Ariel Atom?
Thomas, how many people are there in the world?
I don't know, like 8 billion.
So it's likely that someone's having a birthday nearby. Also, how crazy is it that the phone stayed attached to the quad lock mount the whole time doing all that sort of stuff?
I'm actually gonna kill you.
Yep.
With the Amex Gold Card, you get rewarded for discovering new favorites. From the hottest hot pot to a new twist on classic Brazilian. Earn 4 times eligible rewards points at restaurants worldwide and get up to $100 annually when you pay with the Gold Card at U.S. resident restaurants.
Thanks for that, by the way.
You're welcome. Speaking of welcomes, welcome to the BMW iX, the car of the future, but now from yesterday.
Yes.
It's not just it's been a minute since I was in one. The door, the passenger assistant door, and the lighting in the cabin, the way it's really
It's very spaceshipy. It is very futuristic. This is from an era of BMW where they were like testing new technology. This is the first plug-in hybrid they did. It's made out of crazy technology, carbon fiber reinforced plastics and aluminum, and everything's super light and neat. I mean, all of that said, it isn't that light. It's like, you know, 3,500 pounds.
Yeah, but that's significantly lighter than a modern M2.
That's true.
It's pretty impressive.
That's true, yeah.
And this is a flagship. You know, now the flagship is the XM.
Oh, that's true.
Although there are rumors that they're going to do a proper M like this again. That's currently a rumor. I hope it becomes real.
Well, the fact that there's, you know, 357 horsepower, only a 3-cylinder, I will say that. But the fact that you get this much performance in a car that looks like this, and BMW somehow managed to resist the urge to put an M badge on it as well, is quite impressive.
True. Yeah, true.
Right?
If it came out today, it would just have this windshield would have like
Just a full M.
Yeah.
The whole car is just.
But let's not talk about the MSRP because this has maybe had the biggest fall from grace out of every car
exactly.
here.
It's leveled off though. It's leveled off. You can get this one right now at Tab Auto Broker. This is where we bought it from. Right?
Yes, yeah, thanks to them.
Yeah.
So, and at that price, you are getting a mid-engine supercar that wants the whole.
I mean, just be careful with the word supercar there.
Oh, yeah.
It's 3 cylinders. I don't even know what.
neutrality. That feels
really good, honestly.
Really good.
From here, that feels
And
excellent.
this is the same year as the Alpha we were just in. Like,
yeah, no,
it feels like
10 years newer.
I don't know where this does feel old to me. Apart from the 2 screens across here, nothing about this feels that
shouldn't be what makes a car feel old.
All new cars have 2 screens. Alright? And it doesn't feel crazy. Also,
No.
Yeah, and also, that low tempo ground stuff, I think it's down to
Very neutral. Holy crap.
Alright, does the engine sound good?
I was about to go off on a whole spiel. Yeah, it does. I agree. I was about to go off on a whole spiel about like, yeah, but compared to the 4C for 50 grand, you're looking for a sports car. There's better handling balance in the 4C.
Well, they've spread everything out, haven't they? Batteries and hybrids and stuff.
So with batteries here, and then there's a motor there. And
Yeah, it really sounds quite synthetic.
Oh, it's just the fakest sound ever.
Yeah, good transmission though, very easy to get on with.
Yeah.
Listen, this comes free with 10,000 TikTok followers. Like, it's not the
Yeah,
audience
exactly
buying
what it
this.
is.
Yeah, I think it's just a bit of a marvel now with this, which was, as you said, BMW's science
Yeah,
experiment.
this is literally a car that you buy, you wrap lime green, and you show it off to people who don't know anything about cars. Unfortunately, that's what an i8
But
is.
it also happens to be quite good.
Yes.
However, if engine, emotion, and power is your bag, well, only real scholars and gentlemen buy the next car that we're about to try. Oh yeah! You've been missing that. You've been...
Oh, I totally forgot. No, it's outrageous. Yeah, no, that's, yeah.
Oh. So,
okay.
Welcome to a car I used to own.
Yes, you did own one of these.
This has a 550 horsepower supercharged Jaguar V8 engine. And because this is a 2016, it was the first year that they all-wheel drived it. So it's still incredibly rear biased. But it means when you put your foot down, it doesn't immediately lay black lines on the ground.
Okay.
It's not a car.
No, I hate being such a monkey, but like when it makes a lot of noise and doesn't make jokes, I'm just like, it's the best one here. But okay, let's pretend the sound isn't a thing. That automatically makes the most exciting feeling. So
It's got rid of all that overrun.
why would you get a new one when you could just get one of these?
Yeah.
The rest of the car is really good. The steering is way better than the i8, which like I'm not sure if we hammered it home enough. The i8 as a sports car is really good steering. It feels like elastic band video game steering. And well, the 4C is unassisted, and when you really load it in a corner, it's great. It's a bit too unpredictable and messy. This feels like a cohesive package of a vehicle.
Also, and it's got creature comforts, which right now don't feel like they matter. You know, it's got heated seats, it's got a moon.
What?
Oh! The seats are comfortable. I drove to the tip of Michigan in this and back.
Yeah.
And I loved it.
Yeah.
This is pre-digital gauge cluster, so it's relatively simple. But yeah, the interior didn't change much over the years.
Wait, sorry, the tip of Michigan? It's like a 3-hour drive from Toronto.
No, it's 3 hours to Michigan, and then I drove to the top at Traverse City.
Oh, I see, okay.
Yeah. So I've done a road trip in this, and it was wonderful. I didn't have a bad back by the end.
No, because it's a Grand Touring sports car,
Yes.
right?
When it came out, nothing quite looked like it, so it was beautiful.
Yes, it still is.
It still is, but people marveled at it, and they were obsessed with it. You know, don't get me wrong, the i8 had attention for longer. But yeah, it's good.
It's just so good. The steering weight's up really, really nice.
Yeah, we've got a ZF8 speed as a transmission.
The chassis feels excellent. It's light enough. It's light enough. It's not that light, but it's light enough.
Yeah. Where does it fall down? I mean,
where does it fall down? I wouldn't get the all-wheel drive one.
then you only are limited to 2015. That's the only year you can get this in all-wheel drive for the V8.
I think that that's probably where I would lean, just because it's almost too easy.
You want to be an absolute hooligan?
I want it to be an absolute dangerous Jag.
For me, when I bought it as a much more uninitiated driver, I was perfectly happy with the all-wheel drive. I even did have a few pants poopy moments despite the all-wheel drive system. So.
I think I might have a weird secret love affair with Jag. I don't know, every single time I get in one of these cars...
As your therapist, I can explain this.
Okay, go ahead.
It's a baby Aston.
Oh, that's what it is. That's what it is, right? 100% that's what it is. There's just something about this like concept of British muscle. It's like an SAS guy that goes to a fancy dinner and has the high quality bottle of wine, but then like smokes some Nazis later on that evening,
so,
right?
He's wearing a suit, but you know it's not the right clothing for him.
Right,
like, why
exactly.
What's under there?
Exactly.
I think the interior is a bit plain. It's all black on black on black. Like it doesn't compare.
I actually haven't looked at it since we got him.
There you go.
I didn't notice this thing popping up.
But we recently drove an AMG GT, the first generation of that.
Yeah.
And that sort of competed with this. And you know, it was a bit more expensive, but it was very much when they were new, it competed. And this feels a lot lesser inside, but the price has just come down so much.
Well, that's the thing. The reason that we dismiss these and we don't ever talk about them is because depreciation hits them so hard. But when you're getting one that's already depreciated,
and
what
we've left out now is that the F-Type R can actually be had for even cheaper than 50 grand. You are now starting to see the SVRs for this price.
Right, yeah.
And the SVR, so I bought the 2016 F-Type R. Oh, as the SVR came out, and I wanted it. It was blue, it had the extra vent on the side, it had the wing, it had 25 more horsepower and Alcantara and blue stitching. I was like, yes. And I went there, and they offered me as a trade. I had owned my car 2 weeks.
Okay.
They offered me as a trade $40,000 less than my purchase price. And the delta was $95,000 to get the SVR. So I never owned an SVR, but
Fair enough.
But now you can for 50 grand, and that is a metric poo ton of car. And in fact, when I came to sell it 2 years later, the only reason I have an issue with this car is it robbed me of $35,000. And that's what led me to buying the MX-5 for less than the depreciation I experienced on my car. And I've never looked back.
Yeah. I totally forgot.
Thank God there's no speed limits anywhere in Canada.
It was weird to watch your needle go right to the speed limit and stay there for 3,000 RPM.
Yeah. Okay.
It feels like it's gonna break.
No.
It feels like it's gonna
I've
break.
got all the confidence.
That's a very high-strung engine,
That's
James.
Ford performance you're insulting.
That oil temp and oil pressure gauge, they're not for show. You pay attention to them.
I've got a small confession to make.
Okay.
Out of the cars we have today, the GT350 can only be stolen at $50,000 US.
Right,
There
yes.
are a few, and they're working, but only the higher mileage early years.
Yeah.
This is an 18, it's from Applewood Chevrolet, thanks for letting us borrow it, and it's priced just a little bit higher, but we wanted to include it because, in case you missed the memo, this ain't no normal Mustang GT.
No, it's not. And I feel like a lot of people don't know that. You want to know how I know a lot of people don't know that? It's because Shelby American just released a Mustang GT350 thing.
Yeah.
And it's got a supercharged Coyote engine in it. And everyone's like, what do you mean it's not a real GT350?
It's an imposter.
It's an imposter. You know, we don't want to use the word, sham and...
we've been advised by our lawyers not to use it.
Yeah. Anyway, this is a flat plane crank V8, just like the Chevy Z06. However, this one has unequal length headers.
Right.
Which means that it gets the combination of like the light, frantic, high revving thing, but also like an American warble.
It's also an engine that has its own name. This isn't a 5-litre Coyote engine. This is a 5.2-litre Voodoo. And it's the only car that got it. The GT500 has a supercharged Predator engine. So this is rather unique. I
The R is way more hardcore, right? It's got the carbon fiber wheels, crazy suspension, and it has like it has better steering. The steering in this is like a little bit better than a normal Mustang.
Yeah, it is better.
But it's not as good as the GT350R.
And
right?
the Camaro is still better.
By a long shot, actually.
But it also has rear seat delete, head delete. Like, this is a more road going. You can add those back in on the R, but this is a more road going one.
But this almost makes more sense.
I know, and it's still a still has 526 horsepower.
And unlike the GT, this has a Tremec transmission.
There's a Tremor. I don't mind the Get Track in the GT.
No, I know, but the problem with the Get Track isn't necessarily that it feels a little bit worse. It's that they blow up.
Yes.
They break shift forks, I think. Anyway, this is a durable and good feeling transmission.
Feels fantastic.
Yeah.
Like the Dark Horse, this engaging with this engine with my foot and my hand is a wonderful, wonderful experience. The seats are comfortable. Yeah, the interior doesn't match up to the Jag.
No, it's a bit plasticky, but it's not bad.
But what does the market say when it comes to price? The F-Type Rs are cheaper than these. The market values simpler engine, simpler formats, special engine things.
Yes, I think the market values rarity.
Yeah.
And this feels a lot more of, in the last 15 to 20 years of Ford's history in the Mustang, this one really, really stands out for me.
It does,
like, I've almost forgot about the GT500. Do you know what I mean?
Interesting.
Like, you know, it's great, it's supercharged, it's very fast, blah, 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 blah. But this, for me, is everything. This engine is so much more exciting. I would take this engine over any supercharged V8 from Ford I've ever driven. No question.
Just because of emotion?
Emotion, revs, sound. You know what's funny is that you just hit a pitch in my ear. I can't see the tech, but you just hit a pitch that made me realize you've been short shifting instinctively.
Yeah.
Because there are, maybe you don't want the engine to blow up, but also...
I'm at like 700 kilometers an hour at the top of first.
Yeah,
but it's fun. It's fun just to downshift. You know, like.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
But like, but give us a rev right to the red line again, and just listen to how far it goes.
Yeah.
What an absolutely insane engine.
It will take you all the way to jail. Okay, so here's my question. Like,
Okay.
Sound-wise, only sound.
Yeah.
And there's obviously massive lifestyle decisions going on here. There's between these cars.
There's image that we are not here to talk about.
We're not representing the buyers. We're representing the what $50,000 can get you.
Yes.
F-Type R versus this for sound.
F-Type R is better on the overrun. This is better everywhere else.
And you get to
roll your
extra
gears,
leg, yeah.
which means that this has the leg up in terms of straight line experience. This is a more fun car than the F-Type R for the money.
That makes me wonder what happens if you stick that recipe,
Yeah.
manual, naturally aspirated V8,
Yeah.
and something that's more F-Type shaped.
Let's find out.
With Verizon, you could save big on all your favorite entertainment. Whoa! Like Netflix and Max for $10 a month. Careful now, that's gonna... There it is. Okay, watch out. Someone's about to save on Apple Music. Nailed it! Well, that paid off. Surprise yourself with savings. Get over 40% off the entertainment you love. You won't get that anywhere else. Only with Verizon.
Okay, yeah, that's not a slow car at all.
This is a 2014 C7 Corvette, and it is the highest displacement car by miles.
Yeah.
It sips the BMW i8 engine for like a top up.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
That's a 5-hour energy.
I've always liked this car. I've always liked the C7. It had its problems when it existed. You know, it's leaf springs, which the C7 owners will die on the hill. But they're actually better. Did you know that?
There are reasons they did the leaf springs.
There's that. The point is that this car
limit oversteered to a dangerous degree going into corners on a racetrack. This thing was a handful. Now, I don't think that's necessarily a fault. In my book, that makes it fun. But the C8 was a whole generation jump, it has to be said.
Huge jump. Oh, jeez. Quick. That's quick for the Stingray. So this has 460 horsepower, which is not as much as the F-Type, but it's lighter. It's like
lighter.
3,400 pounds. And this one we're driving is equipped with the Z or Z51 package.
Is that a package that you must get?
Yeah, for $2,800. You've got the most absurd amount of upgrades. More aggressive suspension tuning, an electronic limited slip diff, closer spaced gear ratios, larger slotted brake rotors, aero tweaks, a dry sump oil system, upgraded anti-roll bars, and then coolers for the diff and transaxle.
Yeah, it's like, well, I don't understand, like all of that stuff doesn't cost that much money. It costs way more than that.
Way more. There's somewhere where the Kingsman's American counterpart lives.
Right, yeah.
This is surprisingly nice inside.
Yes.
Especially just jumping out of the Mustang. You've got this carbon fiber panel here. Yeah. These leathers are they're fine. They're fine. They're fine. They're fine. I like that my dual zone climate control gives me my own button over here.
That's a cool feature,
I have a
actually.
ventilated seat.
Yep.
There's comforts here. And this cockpit, even from here, it looks like this thing's for you, man. This is you. You drive this thing. You got a gauge cluster.
There's something Las Vegas about the red, though.
100%. However, I can't comment because I had an F-Type R in exactly this spec.
Oh,
white exterior.
Horrible.
Red.
Horrible.
It befitted
Horrible.
me. I was a real party at that point. I stayed up past midnight.
Wow.
And now I realize, as a father, midnight really is the middle of the night. It's so aptly named.
Yeah. Midnight. It's in the name.
Midnight. The seats are a huge upgrade over the C6 we drove on this exact road. And apparently a lot of C6 owners retrofit these seats because they're a huge jump.
The steering in this is better than the C8, and I think the steering in this is better than everything else today. Yeah.
That's funny because over 10 years ago when this came out, it was criticized. The electric rack was got criticism, but then I don't understand how anyone that jumped out of the C6 into this didn't say, oh my God, it can now steer. And I'm going to get flack for that, because I know that the C6 got amazing track times, all right?
Yeah, but the C6 felt like a 90s car.
Yes.
Right? This doesn't. This just feels like a modern sports car. It's such a sports car, this car. And we've driven the Z06.
Sounds good.
So, we've driven the Z06.
Push rod 6.2 litres.
And I just don't, you don't need it. You do not need that amount of power. Like this is...
You'd get a C7 Stingray over a C6 Z06?
Hold on a second. Okay, wait. So C7...
You'd get this over the last thing we drove.
Yes! That!
Oh, God. How's the shifter? How's all the manual stuff?
The shifter is a weaker point, I will say. It's like, it takes a lot of effort to go into the gate, and the gate is long.
Right.
Like, if that makes any sense. Like, it's really, like, in there. It's not bad. It's better than a BMW. There you go. Shut your mouth. This is a very analog sports car, right? Like, there is rev match and stuff, but when you turn it off, you are actually on your own. It doesn't feel like there's anything helping you. You must know how to drive a manual, which I like.
And the ride is good. This has the optional Magna ride.
Yep.
Which so does the GT350, but it transforms this into a not punishing experience at all. The used market's so fun because when this came out and the F-Type R came out, the F-Type R owner could look down his nose at the Corvette. And the used market's the great equalizer because now they're the same price.
They're the same price.
And you can get really nice, very clean C7 Z51s for this price. You could probably even begin to get into the GS pricing.
This is a very, very good buy.
What if you press that?
Oh, that's right, yeah.
What would have been the weirdest...
Flashlight.
Why did you have that ready to go?
What?
Okay, huge thank you to Wallace Chevrolet because I now have a new respect for the C7 Stingray.
This is a very particularly clean example, isn't it?
2014.
Yeah.
That's quite a few years.
Low miles, too. Well, it actually
Yeah.
makes sense, though, because the guy that bought it in 2014 probably drove it a couple times on the weekend, and then his wife made him sell it so that he could finally buy that vacation home in Florida.
You leave Corvette owners alone.
I don't know.
Okay? I like them now. I'll protect them till the day I die.
Okay.
Mustang owners can protect themselves, though. However, I think when it comes to design,
Yeah.
this just works, doesn't it?
Well, this has always been a really good generation. I actually prefer the earlier cars with the turned up headlights like
Before
this.
they dip down.
Yeah. And there's something about the fact that, you know when you see a GT3 and 911 GT3
Right.
and you realize, oh, it has a different engine. There's like this excitement you get when you see one of these in traffic and you realize, oh, it's the different grille and it's got the badge and the thing and the wing, whatever it is. And you go like, that is a completely different car. Like the way that it drives and feels and sounds, it's not a normal Mustang, and that makes it special. That's why it's held its value.
I agree.
Yeah.
And the interior, the little tweaks they've done to
Yeah.
make it just a bit GT350, they're not enough to make it an expensive car, but they're fine. The Stingray.
It's a very good looking car, but it's a bit like sharp. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not pretty.
It's like,
but it
no,
has
yes.
presence.
Yes.
It's an angry sports car. It looks so front engine. I think Corvette now, I think C8.
Yeah.
It was a big jump.
It's got a hood that opens this way.
A clamshell thing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that. And it's got a gigantic trunk, as we said.
Yes,
And the interior
sir.
The thing
Mic
is that
check,
these
mic,
two side by
mic
side,
check,
that
mic
is
check,
similar
mic
design,
check, check,
cues to this, but this is a
check,
much more
mic
elegant
check,
vehicle.
mic check,
Yes.
mic
Right?
check,
It's got
mic check.
smoother lines, better proportions.
Oh, it's classically beautiful.
It is.
This will age so well. In 30 years, it's going to have the E-Type status of, yeah, that's cool, but it's better if your friend owns one.
Right. But the headlights, I think it was an error going to the new style with like the little line down here.
Right.
They still look good, but this is just, it just looks better.
It's aging well. 10 years old now, this design.
Really, really is aging
10
well.
years old. And the interior, I think, is the king of this lot.
Speaking of aging well.
All right, what's happened here?
We need to talk,
What's happened
we
here?
need to talk about why are there's like splitters and dive planes and canards, and this is the client.
Yeah, mic check.
Right.
Mic check.
Aftermarket.
After.
Mic.
You know what?
Check.
It doesn't ruin the look.
No, because that matches the, like this isn't aftermarket. This like huge wing thing here, you can
but
stick
look
your
at-
arm
I
through.
know, look at that air pass through. It's amazing. I think that this is a concept car come to life.
It is.
And, you know, I would drive Buzz Lightyear if he came to life. That alone is enough. It doesn't have to be pretty.
What do you mean drive?
I would fall with style with Buzz
Okay.
because that's a toy come to life.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you've lost your train of thought here.
I don't know if I
You have. You've gone a bit loopy.
Okay, so the Alpha 4C.
Yeah. Smallest of the bunch, visibly incredibly small compared to them.
My favorite part about it is that it looks as wide as it is long.
No, I think I don't like that about it.
What?
The look of it, the proportions suggest supercar, but in person it's like stubby.
It is stubby, but
That's what she said.
It gives it a look that is incredibly unique to the 4C.
Listen,
right? It's like a scale model of a supercar.
I agree. The 3 days I've had this, so kids think it's a supercar because to them it's huge. I drove past a school this morning at 40. This is a car that looks fast while standing still or going slow.
Yeah.
And I don't normally say that because I've always found that really cringy.
Yeah.
Except I witnessed it this morning. I drove past the school zone at 40 kilometers an hour, and there was a dad. I was going at 40 kilometers an hour. It was 40 kilometers an hour. This dad goes and points to the sign, and I went. And he was like, and I know I was going slow because we had time to have that entire interaction while I was driving past him. And he was furious.
At 40.
I wasn't even revving or anything. So yeah, this car is one that looks speedy and gets
Yeah.
tons of attention. And for that, I don't think any of these can do that. Maybe the i8. The i8 also stops even pregnant women.
Well, where are you going? What's happening? Careful.
I just experienced it.
Broadcasting.
No.
nationally.
When we had the press car of this,
Okay.
Even pregnant women with like 3 kids in strollers
Yeah.
would stop and turn to see this.
What does the pregnancy have to do with it?
She's
though?
just her mind's so occupied.
Again, though, careful what direction.
3 kids pregnant, 1 on the way.
Listen, let's talk about the 4C.
Yeah.
This is a car that I have always loved and I've cherished because it's so unique here. We don't have anything like this. We don't get the A110.
We do get the Amira now.
We get the, oh, damn it.
It's quite a bit heavier, so in that sense it's not exactly the same.
The
car.
Amira looks better, and it drives better.
And it's manual if you
and
want.
it's manual. Yeah, no, I know, but I still love it. Listen, I don't know. I'm a bit dumb.
I would lose the refinement.
I'm
I'd just
a
get
bit
an
dumb,
Elise.
and if you remove that badge, I don't know what would happen. But so I see the badge and I see the red.
Okay, so do that as a thought exercise.
Yes.
Come stand here.
Okay.
Pretend that has a Mazda badge.
Well, it kills it, man.
So you're a badge snob.
Yeah, I guess so. I would never own a Mazda sports car. That would be idiotic. Who would do that?
But fortunately, moving on, this is an Alfa Romeo. Okay,
Alfa Romeo, yeah.
so it comes to this. We must choose.
Okay. Well, there's actually there's two things here. There's two categories. Which is you think the best sports car for the money? Like the most sports car you're getting for the money?
Right.
And then which one would you buy? By you, I mean James.
For me, I think they're one and the same.
Oh.
First of all, two of these cars here started deep into the six figures MSRP.
Yes.
Well over $100,000 new. So
makes you feel like you're getting a deal.
You need to get an effing chat for those. Yeah. So that's what I mean. Like in terms of car for the money, the market has decided.
Well, you know what it tells you though is actually driving all these side by side. It tells you that was overpriced when it first came out.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. Because it doesn't feel like it.
We get it. We get it. I lost lots of money on it. Yeah, I think that.
What would you take? Yes.
This is a science experiment gone right.
Yeah.
That is a baby Aston. That is a manual.
I got it!
I don't know. That's a Corvette.
It's a Corvette, yeah.
And the Mustang is an engine.
It's an engine, you're right. Yeah.
I think everything slides together best in this package at this price.
Okay, so I think you're wrong and right.
Now I don't know how to feel.
This is the most. You're getting the most car for the money with this.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Corvettes
Try
do.
some transaxle, sports car, manual, V8. It's got so much stuff for the money, and it's in great condition for the price. You get cheaper than that. I wouldn't buy one.
Oh.
Yeah. For me, it is actually between the Alpha and the F-Type. Even that is the most flawed car here by a huge amount, and I would still consider it. But I'd buy an F-Type. I don't know, it just feels like you're getting the most.
I didn't choose
for
the
money.
F-Type to vindicate the younger version of me, but that did vindicate a lot, or validate. Is that for parking? Either way, so much car for the money.
It
However,
is.
I mean, let's be honest, this is not the only 5 cars you can get for $50,000 US used.
Oh, there's a lot of others.
There's lots. There's the 997, 911, the appropriate generation Cayman, the Elise, the M2.
Actually, no, it's the V8 Vantage. That's one I would have.
That's another option.
Yeah.
But it was difficult amongst these 5, I would say.
Yeah, but the answer is the V8 Vantage.
Listen, you let us know out of these 5 what you'd pick and what the other options are, and maybe we'll do a sequel. With no V8 Vantage, we've already driven that.
But with the V8, no.
Okay, maybe the V8 Vantage.
Speaking of Vantage, it's time to take advantage of quad lock support for this video. Genuinely excellent foam mounts that not only have I, and now Thomas, proved can handle the aerial Atom experience, sort of. Look at that. Look at that face. Where was I? Yes, we also have them in our personal cars, and they kept us going on our latest V12 road trip. Incredibly quick to install, outrageously secure, and easy to move between cars should
Welcome,
you so
honoured
choose.
guest.
The
Dr.
Australians don't
Natalia
mess
Mann
around,
here,
and
head of
this is
testing
a quality
station
product. And plenty of different designs and formats to fit your needs, including ones that have wireless charging built in. We have a 10% discount code. We'll stick a link in the website and it's Throttle House 10. At least for me, every time I mount my phone to one, this image now lives rent-free in my head. And I'm fine with that. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you.
No! What? Can you film him? Come on, Ted.
Just like when things are packed tight and tight. Get auto insurance that fits your budget and your needs. Save up to 10% when you bundle auto and renter's insurance. Get a quote today.
Hello. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. Instead of a funny sketch at the beginning of the video, we've decided we're going to add some stakes because James has actually put a deposit down on one of these cars. How much was the deposit again?
10 grand in the end.
10 grand.
10 grand,
okay.
yeah.
And so by the end of the video, James is going to decide whether or not he's actually going to follow through and take delivery.
Of a Lotus Emira. But it was refundable, so.
No, it's not. You have billed
Only technically.
You're not getting it back, my friend.
No.
What does that do?
Well, good thing I used the company credit card then.
Throttle House. I'm Thomas.
And I'm James.
And this is the Lotus Emira.
And yes, about a year ago, I placed an order for one. And that's not something I do often. In fact, the last fun car I bought was an MX-5 in 2017.
James, what's an impractical
Nico,
fun car?
surprise. I'm not dead. I just figured we'd all end up that way if we kept at this stupid war. That fat pig of a Baron doesn't give a crap about us.
Yes.
So I found a way out. Not just out, but out. As in off-road. So here's the thing. We've got room for one more. If you're ready to leave this warm-riddled sandpit, just start spending time at that dive tea house in Windsack. I'll find you there.
All the right sports car ingredients, and even fully spec'd, it has a price tag of under 100 grand US. That doesn't mean that 95 grand or
The real reason we love coming here is because when we come here, we get a real taste of what the fuck America is. We get everybody in the same building at the same time, at the same place, in Jacksonville at the beautiful Florida Theater. Y'all ain't gonna believe who we got in here. Watch this. Where's all the Hispanic people in the building? Make some noise. Hispanic people, is y'all in here? Mi familia. Thank y'all for hanging out. Where's the Filipinos in the building? Make some noise. Filipinos, thank all 80 y'all for spreading out around. Y'all didn't even sit together. That was good as Filipinos. Y'all spread out. Where's all the white people in the building? Make some noise. White people. Look at white people sounding strong. Y'all still hanging with minorities in this administration. We really appreciate that, white people. We know some of y'all had to sneak here on the Mayport Ferry. Black people, is y'all in the building this evening? Make some noise. We can all feel safe to the fuck now. While your body is still with you. Because the rest of us would tell you this getting old shit is for the birds. That shit do not let off. Once it's on your ass, that's it. Your ass finna get old right now. Fucked up. Fucked up. We didn't know it was gonna be like this. I used to laugh like shit at my grandfather making all that noise getting out the bed. I'm over there judging this shit. Look at this lazy ass nigga. You know ain't nothing wrong with him at 6:30 in the goddamn morning. We see this shit is for the birds. Your mind is still young, but your body has checked the fuck out. You ever told yourself to get out of bed and yourself didn't listen? You was like, it's time to go on and get out to bed now, huh? I'm gonna go on and get out to bed now. I'm gonna lay here 10 more minutes and get my shit together. 10 more minutes. Your body has given the fuck up. You start getting older, you gotta change shit. I used to be able to watch TV all night long. Not no more. Now I gotta take my stupid ass to sleep. These motherfucking commercials is too scary and too not specific. You scared and don't even know what the fuck you scared of. I know I'm not the only person in here who think he might, maybe, could possibly have mesothelioma. So none of us know what the fuck it is. They just keep scaring us with it. You might have it. You might have it. It's worth some money. Every time I cough, I think I done caught it. Now, I fucked around and drank that miso soup that one time. I think that's where it comes from. I'm not sure. It's fucked up. You start getting older, shit change. You gotta deal with it. When you young, the only way you can hurt yourself is if you in an accident. You start getting older, you can fuck yourself up. Not doing a goddamn thing. You young, you had to hurt yourself to be in accident. You get older, you see your friend, he got a cast on all his ribs and shit. You, goddamn, nigga, did you get in a car accident? Nah, I fucked around and yawned too fast and caught. I caught my body off guard. I wasn't stretching or nothing like that like I should. I just out of nowhere, y'all ripped all of that up right there. It's fucked up. So what start happening when you start getting older? You start getting older, shit that wasn't a problem is a problem. You was younger, if you was 5 pounds overweight, all you needed to do was take one good at your original weight. I knew I ate a little bit too.
I want to watch that.
Hello, my name is Adam Ferrari, the Chief Executive Officer of Phoenix Energy. I look forward to you joining us at our next investor webinar, where you can drill deeper into our 9 to 13% annual interest rate bond offerings and see how our company has become an emerging leader in the oil and gas industry. In 2024, Phoenix Energy rose to become the 11th most prolific oil and gas operator in the Williston Basin, one of America's top producing regions. We are now right alongside industry giants like ConocoPhillips and EOG and plan to continue rising in the rankings. Our daily production rates have risen as high as 18,000 barrels of oil per day. We've sold more than 4 million barrels, and we're just getting started. We hope to see you at our brief webinar. In less than 1 hour, you will learn more about our 9 to 13% annual interest rate.
Fucked up. What start happening when you start getting older? You start getting older, shit that wasn't a problem is a problem. You was younger, if you was 5 pounds overweight, just say a life is short. Gotta work on your a little bit too much 2 days ago. I knew that. You start getting older. If you let 10 pounds get on you, that bitch is there to stay. You be like, when the fuck is this leaving? It ain't never leaving. You gonna have to keep on working. I saw some shit that fucked me up though. Sometimes you got so many channels, you be going through and you just stop on something to see what it is, and it's running on a marathon, and before you know it, you done watched 88 episodes. This show fucked me up. They got a show called My 600 Pound... You was younger, if you watched something fucked up, you just had nightmares. This is worse. I ain't never seen no shit like this. Not 600 pounds, just legs everywhere, bumps on them and shit. Oh, and this motherfucker don't do nothing but talk shit and eat. Where's my breakfast? He is pimping this bitch. She frying eggs and I'm coming. She like the drug dealer. Every time they talk to her, they go, shit, I don't know how he getting this big. Yes, you do, bitch. This motherfucker can't even get out the... Hey, what the fuck? Watching that shit, I can't even eat in the bed no more. It's fucked up. You start getting older, shit changes. When you younger, you don't go to the hospital for nothing. Whatever it is, it's gonna heal itself. You start getting older, you know Jesus is at the hospital. You need to check in with Jesus. Check in on the mainline ID. I think it's got something in it. You're gonna love it. It's gonna... Fucked up. My last young day was last week. Played basketball, somebody's backyard, got fouled, ran into a wall, damn near killed myself. And I thought I had saved myself because I saved my face with my arm. I saved my face with my arm. But when my arm hit the ground, that just sounded like transformers. Let's get the bastard. My brain said, my arm said, if you get us up off the ground, you gonna have to put us in your pocket, nigga, because we are done. I got right up off the ground and went right to the hospital. Now, white people, I know that don't sound amazing. If you get hurt, you supposed to go to the hospital, but as a nigga, if you get up off the ground and go directly to the hospital, that means you thought you was finna die that day. I was in the hospital looking at the doctor in the eye. I was holding my arm like a baby. I said, I don't know what you finna do. But every time I blink, it feels like somebody's tearing my arm out the socket. He said, don't worry, I'm gonna put you on some medication. I said, wait a minute, with all due respect, I've been smoking the best weed in the country, and medication is not... You do your job, let me do my job. He wrote me out 2 prescriptions. One for Tramadol and one for Percocet. I know if y'all done had them separately, but if you take them bitches together, it'll make you a superhero in this bitch. You walking around looking for small crimes, saying shit no nigga has ever said before. Shoot me right in the chest. Shoot me right in the chest. I ain't even gonna feel it. I can't feel shit. But you have to be careful. Your doctors give you all that strong-ass motherfucking medication. They don't tell you what the fuck it's gonna do when they all get together. You don't believe that? Ask Tiger Woods. Tiger was in the police department looking like a baby giraffe and shit. This is... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Strong-ass medication. Gotta be careful out there. It's a new world. Myself, I ain't getting in no more motherfucking trouble for shit. I know what administration this is. I ain't doing shit. I'm in... I know
a little bit too much 2 days ago. I knew that.
Southern California, broadcasting from the Stand Up Comedy Club. We bring you Supervision Presents No Filters, All Funny. Ladies and gentlemen, Supervision.
What's happening? I said, what's happening? Huh? I want to thank all y'all for coming out to my show tonight. You know what I mean? Supporting. The name of the show is No Filters, All Motherfucking Funny, where I'm showcasing all kind of various hot comedians from across the nation to come out here and do their thing for y'all tonight. You know what I'm saying? They use humor as hustle. And as a fellow hustler, I can respect that. I'd like to introduce y'all host for this evening, Mr. Bobo Land.
Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up louder. Put your hands up. Where y'all at in the house? Come on. Don't do it if you don't love it. Hey, don't waste your time if you don't love it. Hey, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it if you don't love it. Yeah, oh yeah. Whoa, yeah, oh yeah. Don't do it if you don't love it. Put your hands up if you love yourself. All over the room, put your hands up if you love yourself. Let me see your hands up. Say it with me. Come on. Say I love myself. Say I love myself. Say I love myself. Say I love myself. Come on. Don't do it if you don't love it. Yeah, don't waste your time. You only get one life. You better live it to the full. You don't get that time back. You just can't rewind if you don't love it. Wave your hands from side to side if you love your kid. Wave from side to side if you love your kid. Say I love my 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 kids. Come on. Don't do it. Yeah. Oh, cut it, DJ. Cut it. I caught the Holy Ghost. Cut it. Cut it. I caught the ghost. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Y'all looking good out there. Give yourself some love. Y'all looking good.
Welcome, honored guests. Dr. Natalia Mann is here.
Like you can spend it on something other than rent. You be like, if I buy that outfit, I'll be homeless. Hell! Shout out to all the women flying over the gas station with the big ass eyelashes. Trying to see what their baby daddy doing. Big ass eyelashes. Look like that baby doll your sister used to have. Remember when you was little? You lay it down, the eyes closed. You sit it up, the eyes open right back up. Big ass eyelashes on that damn baby doll. Shout out to all the people that had their socks up all day, and then you finally take them down and you scratch right here. Oh, shit. That's like busting a nut. Scratch where your socks been up. Oh, shit. It feel good to laugh, eh, man? Shit, I laugh at my bills. I can't pay them. I open the bill, I'm like, $89, you'll never get it. 'Cause I ain't got it, bitch. Don't you hate people that yawn and talk at the same time? Like you supposed to know what they're saying. What you getting ready to do? What? You don't know what the fuck they saying, yawning and talking. Y'all looking good out here in LA, boy. That traffic a motherfucker. What the fuck is that? I feel like Michael Douglas falling down out that motherfucker. I gotta get right to it though. P. Diddy got 1,000 baby oils out that motherfucker. How many baby oils you need, nigga? Goddamn. It's a lot of damn baby oil. He was saving up for some shit, wasn't he?
Yeah,
P. Diddy tapes gonna come out. Y'all gonna be fucked up when them tapes come out. All kind of people in there doing some freaky shit. You got Nick Cannon in there sucking Jeezy's dick on tape. The tapes come out, you're gonna be destroyed. They got Lil Jon from the East Side Boys in there fucking the shit out of Dave Chappelle from the back. Yeah, that bitch like, yeah, okay. Tearing that ass up on them tapes. Them tapes gonna break hearts. See a couple people in the back need to lick their lips. Lick your lips right now, lick them. Lick them, lick them. Lick them, nigga. Lips dry as hell, can't even smile. You split your lip, can't drink no orange juice. Drink no orange juice in this bitch. When I grew up poor, we were so poor we didn't even have a lock on the back door. We just had a hole where the lock supposed to be. A burglar look in there and feel sorry for us and drop some money in that hole and she'll be like, get that baby up off the floor. Somebody get the baby up. We were so broke, one time a burglar broke in. He saw how broke we was. He sat down in the kitchen, started crying. My mama in there hugging. Now they go together. Motherfucker broke in, my stepdaddy around this bitch. Let me get out this motherfucker house. This that bullshit. We were so broke, my mama got us the bunk beds, never got the mattress. We in there laying on the box spring for 6 months. I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with our back. Bitch, we ain't even eat last night. Fuck my back, give me another lunch ticket. I grew up without a father in my house. My father had a French nickname. His name was L'Estranger. Like, who we used to turn French. Oui, oui, woo, woo, L'Estranger. Who is this motherfucker? My daddy's name was Randolph. He ran off and left me and my sister. We don't know this motherfucker. We ain't had no school clothes. Fuck this nigga. Claiming us on his income taxes and shit. We don't even know this nigga. I went to high school, I got the worst picture package. Anybody get the fucked up picture package? I got the E package, the worst one they had. A 5x7 and 2 wallet size. They gonna put my pictures in a big ass envelope. Bitch, I got 3 pictures. I know my mama on the welfare. Give me some of them goddamn pictures. Thought the school was trying to help me, goddamn it. Ugly ass school. Shout out to all the old dudes that pee anywhere. That pee, you can't control that pee no more. Nigga pulling, nigga pumping gas and peeing at the pump right there. Peeing with the motherfucking pump in there. You gotta pee. Pull up in the driveway and pee with the door open. All the squirrels looking at you. This grown ass nigga. Peeing in the goddamn driveway. This is gonna be a great show. Clap your hands if you already have a hell of a show. We're gonna have a lot of fun. I'm just loosening it up. We're gonna have a ball. Y'all ready to have a good time? Make some noise. Welcome. Y'all see what it is. All filtered, no funny. Funny, all filtered, funny, no funny. I don't give a damn. We about to have a ball. Shout out to all the musty people always trying to get a hug. Put your arms down. I had a musty motherfucker hug me at the funeral. Everybody think I stink. I'm trying to explain without being loud. My grandma, man, feel good to laugh, man, for real. Let's have some fun in here tonight. We got another funny comedian coming your way. He calls himself The Herm. He's got his own comedy club. He be doing his own thing. He funny as hell. He had me laughing in the back. Y'all make some noise right now for The Herm. Clap your hands, y'all.
They stopped clapping a long time ago. That's crazy as hell. Y'all stopped clapping early as hell, nigga. What's wrong with y'all, nigga? I rode 3 buses to get here, nigga. That's crazy as hell, nigga. This all good. Man, hey, I just really came here to charge my phone, though, so. Y'all like me or not, my phone charged, I'm good, nigga. What kind of show is this, nigga? Y'all bogus as hell, nigga. Y'all. I see the last comic, y'all niggas is bogus. They brought that man up to, I'm the man when I walk through. I said, God dang. Y'all ain't see that? So I'm the only one who seen that. I feel like the man when I walked through. This nigga came in with the noodle knees. I said, oh, this nigga, am I the only one? They said no filter, right? This nigga came up here with the noodle knees, and I'm the only one who seen that, nigga. This nigga over here walking like a new baby deer, nigga. This nigga. I'm like, go ahead, Bambi, nigga, get your. This nigga got the get silly knees. This nigga had the get silly knees. I feel like the man when I walked through, I said, they petty as hell, man. So now y'all mad at me. This nigga was making fun of Vision. I can't make fun of him? This show is crazy. You know, we back there eating food that Vision made. Y'all know that, right, nigga? Right, nigga? It's not a lie. This nigga made the food in the back, nigga. Food supposed to be brown rice, it's white rice. I said, how does nigga know if it's brown rice or not? I'm not getting paid, I already know. This show's supposed to start yesterday. This show long as hell, nigga. This is definitely black owned. This is definitely a black owned business, nigga. Don't look at me like, hey, hold on, I'm gonna look, check this out. When I say black owned, I don't mean like raggedy. Some people think that, they think negative when people say black owned. Like black owned is like black excellence to me. Yeah, right? Yeah, right? Even the white guy think, right? Cause like you gotta know the difference though between black owned and nigga owned, nigga. Y'all know what I'm talking about, nigga. Nigga, hey, real talk. The other day I went to a nigga-owned business, and I knew it was a nigga-owned business because as soon as I walked in, I realized none of the chairs matched, nigga. Each chair was a chair from another failed business. I said, this thing. I went in there and said, why did this chair say the J spot on it? This is crazy. This chair right here say the Comedy Union on it. This the vote on this chair. I ain't gonna make it out of here at all. They said there's no filters. Yeah, right? Don't be my ass, nigga. Look, I'm not from here, you know what I'm saying? Being real. I realized, like I've been learning though, I realized that y'all love Kobe Bryant down here. That's one thing I know. Yeah. And you know exactly what neighborhood to go on based on how the Kobe Bryant mural looks, nigga. Yeah, nigga. Once the Kobe Bryant mural start looking like Montel Williams, nigga, turn your ass around, nigga. Hell nah, nigga. That more Chestnut? Hell nah. I'm in the wrong neighborhood, nigga. But one thing though about LA is like I found out it's real progressive down here. Yeah, real progressive. Niggas come down here to have a gay old time, nigga. Right, nigga? See, y'all know what I'm talking about, nigga? All right, check this out. Look, I knew it was progressive because sometimes we be doing comedy out there on Santa Monica. And I don't know if y'all over here know about Santa Monica though, but it's a whole bunch of transgender prostitutes. Right, a nigga? A whole bunch of transgender prostitutes. You say, I don't know, nigga. Like, no Diddy, bro. Well, it's a whole bunch of transgender prostitutes, all right? Right, Dick Gregory? You like... Hey, sometimes we be out there, you know what I'm saying, we be seeing them. They said, hey, who you think charge more, the men or the women? What y'all think? The men, that's what most people say, you know what I'm saying? But we didn't know. They said, Dehern, go ask one of them, see how much it costs. So I see one leaving the car. She was like, bye, I'm gonna see you later. I walked up behind her, I said, excuse me. She said, bye. What's good, my nigga? I said, oh, shoot! Hey, hold on. Hey, listen, I don't want no problem. I just want to know how much. And she said, what? That's gonna be $250. I said, whoa! What's going on here? Why are you changing your voice like that? What's going on? Oh, that's because I'm the prostitute. And I'm the pimp. I said, oh, shoot! You identified the prostitute and the pimp. This is crazy as hell. Your pronouns is hustle and hoe. Hey, that was a texture joke. I'm just trying to see if y'all cool or not. I'm just trying to see this is cool. You can't. I don't want nobody mad at me though. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, I don't want nobody in the back like boo, boo, boo. Oh, get over here. Just jokes. I'm just being real. Just jokes. You just jokes, big dog. Because one thing I found out, look, it's not just progressive down here. It's gangster down here. Thugged out, if you will. Yeah, you know who to mess with down here based on how many teardrop they got. Yeah, you know exactly who to mess with, nigga. Right? Nah, for real. The other day I seen a nigga with a teardrop so big, it wasn't even a teardrop no more. It was a water balloon. I said, oh, shoot, this nigga's serious. Man, these niggas is serious. Like everybody got teardrop down here in LA. Everybody. Even the transgender prostitutes. I said, dang, who did you kill? She said, the old me. I said, oh, shoot. Hey, real talk, like them transgender, they don't play though. Like, they be out there fighting each other for tears. I'm talking about, like, I see the trannies, man. That tranny was big as hell. That tranny was so big, it wasn't even a tranny no more. It was a catalytic converter. I said, God dang, this nigga. Let me get out of here if I get skeeted on. I'm trying to get into it. They said no filter.
No filters, bitch.
I want to go to a Diddy party. Right? No? Yeah. Right? My niggas, my homeboy keeps saying I'm gay because I want to go to a Diddy party. Nah, you gay if you don't want to go to a Diddy party. You gay. Because if you don't want to go to a Diddy party, that means you think that Diddy can talk you out your drawers, nigga. Like, you ain't got to give up your booty hole. You know that, right? You ain't got to give it up, nigga. You know, he be dancing and stuff. Nah, nigga, you gay. Nigga, so gay and stuff. There's more hoes for you at the Diddy party, nigga. There's hoes at the Diddy party, nigga. No, he just be dancing and stuff. These niggas out here gay. I'm gonna be real with y'all though, man. I am having fun in LA though. LA is pretty decent. Anybody from LA? LA Nation? Okay. Like, cause like people in LA, bro, they be getting on my nerves. Like the other day, I was with them commies out there. We out there talking. They be like, bro, man, it's hard out here in LA. It's hard out here, man. It's hard. I said, bro, how are you struggling in LA? How are you struggling in LA when there's a Target in your neighborhood, nigga? What you doing, nigga? That's free stuff, nigga. Go get it, nigga. Target wants you to have it, nigga. No? Look, check this out. If Target did not want you to steal, they would not have hired a 16-year-old security guard, nigga. What are you doing, nigga? Go get it, nigga. Look, some people in the background, y'all not on board yet. Y'all honest women, I get it. I understand, you know what I'm saying? But it makes sense to me, okay? Makes sense to me, all right? Let's say you in the self-checkout and you look over at the cashier, and the cashier is scanning people out, right? Working hard. And they get compensated by the company for working hard by scanning people out, right? But I'm over here in the self-checkout, working hard, scanning myself out. So where I'm supposed to get paid? Free stuff. Nigga, what you talking about, nigga? So you mean to tell me I'm working hard for the company and paying the company? Get your ass out of here, nigga. Like, they want you to have it. Like, it's a rule at Target called, as long as it's not 1,000. That's what the rule is, nigga. Some of y'all know, nigga. They cannot prosecute you as long as it's not 1,000. Like, they want you to have it, bro. I'm trying to show these people how to get it. I'm a life coach. For real, like, check this out, look. Look, check this out, look. You don't even have to leave the store. Y'all over here trying to steal and then turn. Look, check this out. Let's say you want an air fryer, big dog. Air fryer, $60. You get the air fryer, take it to the customer service, say you ain't got no receipt, they give you a gift card for $60 and you buy the air fryer. There you go, my nigga, what you doing? How you think all these homeless people have 40 furnished tents, nigga? Target, nigga. Target is the Home Depot for homeless people, nigga. It's the homeless depot, that's what it is, nigga. I'm trying to put these niggas on game, they ain't listening to me, big dog. I'm trying to put these niggas on game. These niggas out here struggling, nigga. Check this out, look. If you don't at least scan the organic avocado as regular avocado, look, I don't trust your ass, nigga. Nigga, I don't trust you, nigga. Nigga, even the police would do that, nigga. Even Jesus would do that, nigga. Yeah, nigga, Jesus, nigga. How you think Jesus was able to feed everybody with that fish and bread? Self-checkout, nigga. What you That's why I got a target on it. Hey, man, get up for y'all hoes, nigga. He said I look like a wallpaper. This nigga stupid as hell. Get up for y'all hoes, y'all. Nigga, you look like a penguin. Come on. Y'all stay blessed.
What's up? Y'all look good out there. Don't keep it going, give me love.
They don't know I got it on me. Gotta have a plan. Everybody keeps on talking.
What's up? Shout out to all the people that breath stink. Clap if your breath stink right now. Like you got an ass on the roof of your mouth. Gotta have a conversation. Breath stinks so bad, as soon as you walk in the bathroom, all the toothbrushes lean to the side. God, I hope he doesn't pick me. Fuck, you been eating shit sticks? It's that kind of gum you chewing on, doodle man, motherfucker. Took this girl to the movie theaters, found out her whisper stank. I'm trying to look at the movie, she gonna lean over talking about, where's the popcorn? Like, dang it! Skunk in your mouth shooting dice. Get your ass out of here. All right, y'all ready to keep the show rolling? Make some noise. Y'all having a good time? Make some noise so they can hear it out there all over the world. You rocking with Bobo Lamb. This brother I'm bringing to the stage all the way from New York lives in LA right now. One of the funniest dudes I know. Give it up for my good friend, Mr. Franz Cassius is in the building. Make some noise.
Lights, camera, action, I'ma play the perfect part. Even when no light, I can find you in the dark. Moment I lay eyes on you, I felt a deep spark. Now that you
Press the button and turn that shit off. Nigga late as hell. How y'all doing, all right? All right. Give it up for my career has taken off. I'm in the world famous. What the fuck is this name of this club and shit? No filters, bitch! Oh, shit! All right, joke number one, motherfuckers. Joke number one. This nigga giving me $20 and 2 wings to do this shit. Was y'all told 6 o'clock too? Okay, what time is it now? Nigga, this is nigga time like a motherfucker out there. about that. Give it up for all the comedians that came up. Yeah. Give it up for my man DeHern with that nice suit. That nigga had that nice reupholstered couch he had on and shit. Okay, bro, I don't need no help up here, all right? This nigga here, this nigga alley-ooping on my motherfucking jokes and shit. I'm just fucking with you, bro. I know there's guns in here. Ain't nobody get checked to give me in this motherfucker. Give it up for Vision for putting this shit together. That nigga got will. That nigga ain't letting his handicap hold him back at all. That nigga still trying to walk around by himself, man. Oops, excuse me. Get the fuck out of my way, goddamn. Vision doing his motherfucking thing. I gotta be up here too long because I just realized I should have took a shit before I came up here. So I don't know what they put in them wings back there, but that shit went straight to my asshole, goddamn. It's at the tip. It's at the tip, goddamn. And it's liquidy, goddamn. Wait. Some people go, ooh, well, I'm the only one that's shitting here? Y'all can't relate to no doo-doo jokes? None? I'm the alien in here, right? Y'all can't relate to no doo-doo joke. You never wipe your ass and your finger busted the paper? Like, damn, I should have folded it one more time. I should have folded. It was too thin. Should have opened up another roll. You ever shit over somebody else's house? And that toilet just happened to back up on your ass? You look in the toilet, you see that water and that piece of shit coming up to the top like. Like, Lord, please don't let it go over. This ain't my house. Please don't let it go over, Lord. This ain't my house. That shit get right to the tip. Do you call the owner or do you just close the lid and be like, nah, I ain't paying for this shit, goddamn. They knew their toilet was fucked up. Nigga should have told me 2 sheets per flush. Fuck that. Niggas trying to stick a plumber bill on a nigga. I walk right out the house, right out the bathroom, right out there. I ain't paying for shit. My boys be like, yo, where you going? The game ain't over, yo. Yes, it is. When that shit come in your living room, game over, nigga. I ain't paying for shit. I am from New York.
You're gonna walk straight up.
I had to leave that ratty-ass motherfucking New York City. Fuck that motherfucker. I moved right downtown L.A. to another ratty-ass motherfucking city, goddamn. That shit is New York City with palm trees downtown, goddamn. All kind of crazy homeless niggas out there. Y'all homeless is genuine. Y'all the most unique homeless people y'all got. New York, they just ask for motherfucking money and leave you the fuck alone. I had a homeless nigga downtown come to me like this. Excuse me, man, can I talk to you for a minute, my brother? Can I talk to you? I tried to pull out $1. He said, nah, I don't want no money, man. I was wondering if I could stay over your place. Just till I get on my feet. You gotta put something on your feet, man. I'm staying over my motherfucking place. And this is a car motherfucking city. You need a motherfucking car in this motherfucking Los Angeles City, County, whatever the fuck it is. Because that motherfucking Metro bus is not a bus. That shit is a moving psychiatric clinic. That's what that shit is, goddamn. $1.75, you do what the fuck you want on that bus. Ain't no rules once you get on that shit. And ain't no mental hospitals out here, so the crazy motherfuckers, they get on that bus. That's their mental hospital right there. You know, fuck the people that's paying coming from work. That crazy nigga know to blend in online. He like, nah, he know not to act crazy before he get on. He online like everybody else, like he coming from work, like, all right, just don't bug out yet. Wait till you get to the bus driver, lose your mind. Act like you coming from work like everybody else. As soon as you get to the bus driver, lose your mind. He ain't gonna do shit. You get to the bus driver, it's $1.75. What, Jimmy Crack? Say your money, drive the bus, nigga. You ain't making me walk this Slauson. Bus driver let him ride like they don't pay me to throw crazy niggas off the bus. They pay me to drive and that's it. That nigga ain't stabbing me with a rusty screwdriver. Fuck that. Metro don't cover that shit. This is a car motherfucking city, boy. And women get on the bus too. Women get on the bus tripping. You ever get the woman that get on the bus with all the kids? Oh, you couldn't find no motherfucking babysitters? All 9 of these motherfuckers, and they're only a year apart? And whatever she bought from Walmart is getting on that motherfucking bus. She don't give a fuck what size it is or how many people on the bus. She getting that. Excuse me, get the fuck up, excuse me. Tashawn, get your black ass over here, nigga. Tashawn, help your brother bring this fucking couch on this bus. Excuse me, everybody knees bleeding and shit. Excuse me. Crazy nigga mad, like, ah! This ain't no motherfucking U-Haul, ah! This
first. I'll be right back.
house. Should have got that shit delivered. God damn. Need a car in this motherfucking city. God damn. $1.75. No wonder why the fare don't go up around here. Gotta deal with that shit. And then on top of that, how the fuck you get to work on time on that motherfucking Metro bus? Like every other stop, a wheelchair gotta get on this motherfucker. Y'all ain't got a bus just for these niggas? Oh, y'all think I'm mean, right? I see a lot of y'all ain't laughing. What do handicapped people say to normal people? Treat me as if you would treat anybody else. I don't want no special treatment. Okay, well get the fuck on this bus, nigga. Hurry up, you gonna get me fired, goddamn. Hurry up and buckle that nigga in already. 5 minutes on this one nigga. And I always get the nigga that don't even know how to work his own wheelchair. Whole bus waiting. This nigga holding up the bus. I'm late for work like a motherfucker. This nigga. Dude. Come on, the left, nigga. I'm not even crippled. I know how to work that shit. Hurry up and buckle that nigga in already. Come on, shit. 5 minutes on this one nigga. You can't pick this nigga up on the way back? Shit. Finally, bus driver buckle this nigga in. Bus driver go to the steering wheel. This nigga only going one stop. Dang, one stop. You could have wheeled your ass to the next fucking stop. You can go 15 miles on one charge on that shit.
Yeah, this dude's pretty.
Now we gotta get the nigga off. Shit. Crazy nigga in the back. Ah! I'm gonna get fired too. I noticed the crazy nigga ain't even crazy. You know that? You ever notice that? The crazy nigga on the bus, he ain't crazy, because he always know what stop he want to get off. You know, he doing all this shit. When he think he missed a stop. See, hey, what stop is this? Slauson? What stop was that we passed? Slauson? Oh, 2 more stops? Oh, okay, I got more show to go. So finally, I said, fuck that. I'm not taking no motherfucking bus. I'm from New York motherfucking City. The largest city in America. Now I'm in the second largest city in America, Los Angeles. I'm taking a motherfucking subway. Yeah, I didn't know. The subway is the bus underground. With sexual harassment on that motherfucker too. And not just sexual harassment for women, men too. I'm on the blue line one day, right? You know, train crowded, but you know, it ain't that crowded for this nigga to be up on my ass, right? Like, what the fuck? This nigga need to back the fuck up. Fuck this nigga doing? Why are you in the same position as me? You know? And holding the same pole as me. What the fuck? There's enough pole for everybody. This nigga need to back the fuck up. Fuck, are we dominoes out this motherfucker? You need to back the fuck up. And here's the sexual harassment part, right? I noticed every time the train took off and started to rattle and move, right? This nigga take an opportunity to give me one of these. Fuck out of here, motherfucker. About to get fucked up. Now after the 3rd stop, I'm ready to scrap. I'm ready to fuck this nigga up. Because he's still doing this shit after the 3rd stop. But I look around and realize that we the only 2 left in the car. I'm like, look at that seats available now, nigga. What the fuck is wrong with you? It's a joke, man. It's a joke. She looked at me like, why didn't you move after the 1st stop? It took 3 stops. Use a booty band in your damn self. Joke. Franz Cassius, y'all. Thank y'all, please. Whoa, whoa.
Give it up for Franz Cassius, y'all. Give him some love. Give him some love. Look at all the love in this house. Oh, yeah, cut that off or I'll start crip walking or some shit. This nigga music. Shout out to all the old dudes that shell shopped from the lot.
shell shot from the lottery. You know, you've been playing the lottery so long, but never hit. Everything you see look like a lottery number. Look, she fell in the street. They played for 125. Talking to the dead, 309. Your mama ain't shit, 111. There's some white people in the back, 225 and 335. White people funny as hell. White people make their spaghetti wrong, don't they? They have a whole lot of noodles and 3 big meatballs. Ugh, break that hamburger up. That shit ain't done in the middle. Why you rolling the meat all up? Break it up. Some seasoning on that shit. Get you some crackers and sit your ass down. Shout out to all the people with a side tooth missing. Whistle right there. Shout out to all the people that get their teeth done and they get the veneers, but the dentist put them in. They too big for your mouth. Look like he's smiling all the time. Big ass teeth. Look like you got a mouthful of white baby shoes. Your big teeth ass. All right, let's keep the show rolling. Y'all ready to keep the show rolling? Make some noise. All right. You know what it is. No funny, no filter, all funny. Give it up for that, y'all. Come on now. I love y'all. Keep that energy going right now for this next comedian. Give it up for Stacey Taylor in the building. Give it up for Stacey Taylor. 23. Roll with my fans. Y'all give it up for Stacey Taylor, y'all. Give him some love. Love you, bro.
Cali always grow the best crop. LA get turned up when the bass nah. Got it on lock, summertime hot. Next.
That kind of production in this motherfucker. We've been here longer than the show has been running. Niggas told me to get here at 5 o'clock. The traffic was here. This motherfucker here. Niggas, man, I swear to God, I love my people, but boy, I swear I hate to be black. Well, let me clear some shit up. The announcer didn't do so good. I told him who I was. He didn't give a fuck. Y'all didn't give a fuck. The claps was lackluster out here as well. Broke a nigga's spirits. I didn't do 23 years in the pen, that's a lie. There ain't enough of you motherfuckers to lie about that shit. I did 22 years, 10 months, 11 days, 32 minutes, and 52 seconds. Now give yourself a round of applause for that shit. Came back to a world that was very strange. Why is grown-ass men wearing purses? What the fuck went wrong when I was gone? Huh? And they wearing them proudly, too. Even women, when they take a picture, they put the purse down. Let me set my purse down. These niggas put it on. Let me put my purse on. That shit ain't right. And they wearing these skinny jeans. Y'all seen them in there? Some of these motherfuckers build like they mamas from the back. Am I lying? Some of these niggas got better shapes than their women. Tell me some of these niggas ain't got no childbearing hips on them. Huh? You know how many times I done then wrecked my car looking at a big butt boy on an accident? Shit ain't right. What the fuck went wrong when I was gone, man? Huh? Just saying, man. And why they rip them at the thighs and the... They ripping them. They got their thighs busting through their jeans. Grown-ass men with fishnet jeans on. No, I'm just saying. What nigga woke up and something put these thighs on these bitches today? But I'm gonna tell you what's really even crazier than all the shit I just told you. You women is fucking these niggas with better bodies than y'all. You holding on this nigga hips. What went wrong when I was gone, man? Huh? Let me tell you what else changed. Sex really changed. We only had 2 positions when I left the street. You niggas done got a hold of some porn, and you motherfuckers done went crazy now. We used to lie about eating pussy in the 80s and the 90s. We ate it, but we didn't tell nobody we did it. We wouldn't go on social media and tell thousands of viewers that we eat pussy. We wouldn't do that. And then we only ate 1 pussy. There was only 1 bitch got their pussy ate, man. The rest of these bitches got some dick. No, I'm just telling you some real shit. We didn't go around eating pussy all willy-nilly like these niggas do now. No, we don't do that. No, these niggas just eat any pussy. They don't give a fuck. But you know why? Eat ass. These niggas eat ass. Proudly eat ass, too. Proud ass eaters. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell y'all this true story. I can't make this shit up. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, because ain't a whole lot. You can't fuck my street cred. Motherfuckers in it. Let me tell you what happened. Fresh out of peeing. Ain't smoked no weed in 23 years. Pull up at my partner's spot. He got some bomb weed. Let me smell it. The shit makes me cough when I smell it. Roll that shit up, man. Now keep in mind, when out the street, we had zigzags. I'm not familiar with a blunt, a cigar. I don't know nothing about this shit. It's all new to me. So the nigga get a cigar. I said, what you doing with that? He says, how we roll the weed now. I said, okay, let me watch. Nigga took his fingernail with precise precision. Cut your motherfucker straight down the middle. I said, this nigga good. This nigga's good. This nigga good. This is where the problem came in at, though. The nigga got to licking. I said, maybe this nigga teaching me how to roll the blunt. But that's a lot of spit. I come from the zigzag era. You lick it 1 time, you roll it up, and you fire it up. This nigga still licking. So I'm in a dilemma. I don't think I want to smoke this weed, this nigga. You know? But I don't want to offend the nigga either, you know what I mean? Because he's my partner. So I got to figure out a way in the middle to make it work. Then the nigga pulled out the fire. And he started firing. I said, okay. Fire kill germs.